everybody. Good morning to you. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. As you can see, Queen Booger is behind me. Hey, Booger. It's your Booger. Here's the girl. For those that love the Queen and want to see the Queen, she's directly behind me. So, yesterday, Chantal did a 6 hour live stream where she was essentially on live raising funds to go back to Canada. I was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for her to be done. But again, it was a 6 hour stream and I knew it would be a while. So I thought I'd wait till today to do the react. And good news, family. I'm taking the smarter route to reacting to Chantal. Am I going to be reacting to 6 hours of her nonsense? No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do my Twitter peeps. And also, I'm going to react to a much shorter version that was posted courtesy of the channel LOONEY Foodie Beauty. So thank you for posting like less than an hour of her 6 hour live, LOONEY Foodie Beauty. Going to be reacting to that and leaving the link for the original video down below the description. For those of you who've never heard of the channel, you guys can go subscribe, leave a comment, and tell them how much you appreciate doing the shorter version for the archive. So let's talk about Foodie Beauty. As far as a 6 hour live, some interesting information that she shared. One of the more interesting pieces of information that she shared during the live is she was actually on live looking to see if anybody would co-sign on an apartment for her. So Chantal asking complete, total strangers if anybody wants to co-sign on an apartment for her. Well, that tells me a few things. One, that Foodie is having a heck of a time finding a place to rent in Canada, which would make sense because landlords these days, they are very, very strict about who they rent to. Anybody's ever rented an apartment, you know what I'm talking about. When you rent an apartment, they want everything. They don't just want the money. They don't just want the first and last month's rent, security deposit, pet deposit. They want to look at your credit score. They want to look at your bank statements. They want to know this. They want to know that. They want to look at your social media pages and see what kind of a person you are. They want to see if you've got open bankruptcies on your record. So Chantal's got a bunch of stuff working against her. She's got an open bankruptcy on her record that's still active. I'm sure her credit score is in the toilet. She doesn't have a whole lot of money. She really can't show a rental history for the last 5 or 6 years because of living with other people and her not being on the lease. So a lot of things are going on with Foodie. But thinking about it, her saying that she needs a co-signer for an apartment, that leads me to believe that the last time she was in Canada and she got an apartment, obviously she had to have a co-signer, right? Because if she's asking for a co-signer this time, more than likely it happened the last time. So I wonder who was the co-signer last time. You guessed it, mom and dad. And that might explain why the family is not helping her out this time. If mom and dad put their names on the dotted line to get her an apartment, to get her started, and then she burned them by going back to Syria, to Salah, that might explain why mom and dad are like, you know what? We're washing our hands of this. No more of this. You figure it out. Hence the reason why Foodie is asking for another co-signer, because mom and dad are not going to do it. I'm sure mom and dad are out a lot of money and they feel slighted. And then they're like, we gave it a shot with you and you burned us. So we don't want anything to do with you now. You're a big girl, figure it out. So yeah, that happened. She was looking to raise a lot of money. She did make a lot of super chats and people were sending her stuff through PayPal. So 6 hours, it wasn't for nothing. She did make money. I also heard that she was on the couch stealing the entire time. So it was kind of boring. Not gonna lie, I've heard it was kind of boring, but she did drop some information here and there, and that's why I'm gonna do the react. So we're doing a shorter version of her 6 hour live react. Again, courtesy of the channel Looney Foodie Beauty, and we're also gonna cover the Twitter peeps. So you guys know what time it is. It's time for the Twitter peeps. All right, it's time to get into it. And so let me just go ahead and switch the screen over because I'm all set and ready to go. And there's all kinds of stuff about Foodie on this Twitter peeps. There's all kinds of cool stuff that I've been collecting this morning, and I hope you guys enjoy. So for those of you that are on Twitter, that you would like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you that you really don't care for Twitter, you guys can still keep up with all the Twitter stuff, me doing the Twitter peeps. So here's something interesting courtesy of Words. Word says, stop wondering if they care about you. If you have to ask, the answer is no. The truth is hard. I like that. Very true words were spoken right there. All right, Enigma 2025 says, another thing she said within seconds is the fact that she said she's never going to see Salah again after she leaves, but then says she's going to put a little bit away each month to try to save for Julia to come to Canada for 2 years. Why not just bring her now? So this clip is from the 6 hour live. Let's see what she has to say. Let's watch.
If I ever can raise enough money, maybe even in a couple years.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
If I put a bit of money away every month, I just, I'll try to get her home somehow because. Are you baby?
Shantel, she's already home. That's number one. It wasn't as if she started out in Canada and then she arrived in Syria. Like she practically is home. The Middle East is her home. And didn't you say not too long ago that you were trying to act magnanimous? And I'm thinking of something else besides myself and saying, oh, the trip was just going to be too hard on her. She's a snub-nosed cat. That would make it difficult. So if you were trying to act like, oh, I'm doing this in her best interest, why would it make sense now to say I'm going to save to get her back to the States if the trip would be too much on her? I mean, make it make sense. And you're not going to save money to bring Julia over. Julia isn't even bonded to you. She hates you. If she bonded to anybody, it was Salah, not to you. So why would you give up money for a cat that's not even bonded to you? And it will cost a lot of money to bring her over.
The bed I had when I moved back to Canada was actually given to me from my mom, and they ended up selling it.
Another lie. Another one. We're not even like a minute into this clip and she's already lying, as if mom would sell a used bed. Please.
Because I wasn't supposed to come back to Canada.
And yet you're a tourist, so you'd have to go back. I don't think the family expected you to stay in the Middle East forever. Maybe you ruined the bed. Is that what happened? Because every piece of furniture that you own or that you have access to, you smash it, you ruin it somehow. Is that why the bed was thrown away?
A slow cooker, I have 5. No way, Melanie, really?
So there's that. Her lying, as usual. Okay. This is cute. Courtesy of Yog. Let me show you how it's done. So this man's trying to do the hula hoop. And here's a pig saying, amateur. This is how you hula hoop. Look, I can do it on my nose. Human, why can't you figure it out? When a pig shows you how to do things properly, you're in trouble. That's so cute, though. Pigs are not stupid animals. They are actually quite smart. And contrary to popular belief, pigs can be cleaner than you think. They're very clean animals. And they're very intelligent. If you raise them inside, you can potty train them and everything. Oh boy. Yeah, this just happened. So before I was getting ready to start this react, Chantal posted a mukbang video. And the title of it is He Left Me Again, So I'm Eating Pepperoni Pizza. Although, let's apply some common sense. Foodie, if he left you, how do you have the pizza? They don't exactly have DoorDash over there. He must have had to go get the pizza for you for this mukbang. So this clickbait title of He Left Me, I'm so heartbroken. Girl, quit. Quit it. Stop it now. Lori says, but you're divorced. Right. They're divorced and he's so awful. And if something happens to me, it's them. But yet he's going to go get her a pizza. Things are so bad that she's fearing for her life, but he'll go get her a pizza. All right. Nature is amazing says, squirrel makes a home outside of a window and then moves the family in over the cold months. What an awesome thing. Can you imagine having an apartment and a squirrel decides to move its family over and build a nest right there? And you get to watch it. That is so awesome. Ghost Crab says, yesterday Chantal ate and chain smoked for 6 hours straight without ever moving. Her face edema is insane. Can walk for 2 minutes, she says, breathes heavily even when going to the toilet. She says she will go back to Canada in November. Plenty of time for a big fat medical emergency. So, couple things about that. So, when it comes to a shisha smoke session, one session can equal 90 cigarettes. So, 90 times 3, that's 270 cigarettes all at once. Chantal, you better never say anything about anybody who's a reactor that smokes ever again, because there's no way in heck that I'd be smoking 270 cigarettes. Girl, that would make me sick. I'd be vomiting. And then this other thing about going back to Canada in November. Do I think that Foodie will go back a lot earlier? Yeah. But if she doesn't, what this is telling me is for Chantal, she doesn't have the money to go back. And what I mean by that is Chantal is determined to go back and find style. She's got the money to go back and rent an extended stay and start making money. She's got that money, y'all. Trust and believe she's got that money. To rent a fully furnished extended stay, it will cost her about $2,000. And then maybe another $400 to rent a rental car. And she'd be set to go. I mean, she doesn't need a, big old computer setup. She just streams off her phone. So, she has her phone. She's got some food. She's got a room. She's got a rental car. She's good to go. But she wants to go back and find style. She wants to go back to Canada and have the life back that she had before she left. She wants the villa. She wants a 2-room apartment. She wants this. She wants that. And she's determined to stay where she's at until she can go back and find style, which also tells me, Chantal, you're stalling. It's not that you don't have the ability to go back. It's just that you're essentially squatting in Syria. And I have a feeling that Salah is going to have a nightmare on his hands evicting you from that house now that you're in it. He might have to go to the legal system to legally evict you because you're determined to stay there and basically not pay rent for as long as you can. You're just going to be an absolute nightmare. But you're going to have to go back. You understand? You're going to have to go back. So you may be in Syria right now trying to grift all you can off the beezers, because once you go back to Canada and your beezers figure out that you lied, that all these things that you're promising them, you're not going to deliver. You're not going to be on the Foodie Scooty. You're not going to go around town. You're not going to take them on adventures. You're just going to sit in a room and eat and be high all the time. When they figure all that stuff out, there's going to be a mass exodus off your channel. So you're trying to get all the money you can off of them before that happens. Is that the deal? I think that's the deal. I really think so. What's going to happen. Yourself. You're going to go home and do nothing. People are going to get mad and they're going to leave. So you're just trying to get all the money from them before they figure it out. Alexis says, a profound reminder. You got the soul saying, where did you find that? I've been searching for it everywhere. The other soul says, I created it myself. That is profound. If you want happiness, you've got to create it yourself. No one else is going to give it to you. No one's going to gift it to you. You've got to find it within yourself before other people give you some of theirs. Aw, we don't deserve cats. The way they look at you when you save their lives so we can go, look at the babies. Look at those babies. Look at them. Look. Look at the little paws. I can't. Oh, the one in the middle looks like a little baby booger. I am in love. Give me those kitties. Booger would have a fit though. She's a jealous one, my cat. She's like, no other cat will get near my mother without my approval. And I don't approve of anybody but me. Danny Y says, proof that she's begging to pay off debts. I knew it. Enigma 2025 says, she first says she has enough for her plane and deposit, but then says she's already given them the first month's and last month's. Then she says this fundraising will be used for her debts, but it was for her rent. If though, so many lies. Yeah, didn't she do the fundraising? Got to go back to Canada. I need money to move in. Now all of a sudden the narrative is changing to, oh, the money's really not for getting an apartment. The money is for paying off her debts. And Beezers, it's not your responsibility to pay off her debts. Her debts are her fault. Back in the day, she was making $20,000, $30,000 a month. If she'd applied her money the right way, she wouldn't have any debt. It was because of her addictions and her spending money on stupid things that she got further in debt. So, I mean, I'm sure those that have debts out there, we'd love to have other people pay for our debts. So why should she get a pass with hers? I mean, she created them, let her deal with them. But let's watch the clip.
I have enough for my plane, my deposit. So my first month's rent, the deposit for the apartment. Hi, China. No, Melissa, I'm going home for good. Maybe, Beezus. Once he has a job.
Yeah, about that. So for those who might be subscribed to Pete's channel, what's the story with Pete? Is he moving in with Shantel or isn't he? Just my thoughts. I think the whole situation with the fundraiser where Pete's name was attached, it really got him thinking. It really got him thinking. His situation is not good, but I think maybe for a half a second, it got him thinking, and he thought to himself, yeah, my situation is bad, but it would just make more sense to stay where I'm at than to move in with Shantel, because right now she's irresponsible. She doesn't have any money. The only way she's making money is grifting money from people. So I'm not going to get fooled again. And I'm not going to be put in a situation where her ship is sinking. I don't want my ship to go down too. So he's being smart. He's saying, I'm not moving in with Shantel until I get a job and I get some money, just in case something happens to her. Smart move, Pete. Very, very smart. He's not going to throw all of his chips on her number because her number is toxic.
This will really help. Even if it's super chats, because they go towards my pay in October, which I'll be using to get home. I have a couple more huge debt payments, this pay and next pay. So that's why I'm kind of fundraising, and then I should be okay.
So Beezers, she just told you guys outright, if she wants to go home, she can go home. She's got the money to find a place to live. She just said it. She just wants extra money to pay off her debts. So this is not about her living expenses anymore. This is about extra. Listen, she was grifting for money for a foodie scooty, even though that didn't make sense, because by the time she gets to Canada, it's going to be really cold. There's going to be ice on the sidewalks. on the roads, possibly snowing. So why would it make sense to get a Foodie Scooty if it's going to be, with really bad weather? Even if she found something that could support all of her weight and actually work, does it make sense to get a Foodie Scooty in the dead of winter? No. But the debts, not y'all's problem. She's a big girl. Let her figure it out. I'm sure there's a lot of people that want their debts paid off, but they wouldn't dare go to the public and say, hey, I was an idiot. Compensate me for being an idiot.
I have enough for my plane, my deposit.
Yeah, of course you got enough for your plane because you had a plane ticket all along. That was already bought.
So my first month's rent, the deposit for the...
Yeah, and good luck trying to find a place, Foodie. Good luck. Good luck. This is not the time of year where people normally move out anyway. But good luck.
Apartment. Hi, China. No, Melissa, I'm going home for good.
Sure you are. We'll see. We will see. We'll see.
Maybe, Beezus. Once he has a job.
If I were Pete's, even when he gets a job and he starts making money, I would stay put. She is in serious medical health. Like she's seriously sick. I wouldn't trust the situation. No. Anything could happen to her at any time. I wouldn't give up my place to live for her. And I wouldn't chance her sticking her big hand in my pocket for money either. The closer you get to Shantel, the more you get hurt.
This will really help. Even if it's super chats because they go towards my...
And speaking of you raising money right now, Shantel, like, what's wrong with you? So according to you, you're not leaving until November, right? That's what you said. The biggest paying months of the year for YouTubers is October, November, December. So according to you, you're not going home until the middle of November, which means, girl, you're going to miss out on a month and a half of making better than average money. Is it because you're banking on the fact that once you arrive in Canada, you think you're going to make better than average views? So you could profit off of 3 whole months of being in Canada, but you're going to cut that essentially in half. Is that the smart thing to do if you need money? Really? I don't think that's smart. Not at all.
I pay in October, which I'll be using to get home. I have a couple...
So, if you think about the timing, if she's coming home in November, that means she's going to have money this month, next month. If she's going home in November, whatever she makes in November, and it sounds like she's only going to have 2 weeks left out of that month in November to make money, that pay isn't going to pop up until December. And then maybe she might have December, and that's it. That's it for the high paying period. So it would make so much more sense to go home now and just get started. Get an extended stay, again, fully furnished, get a rental car and go. All right. Let's see. What else we got here? The Tone Knob says Foodie Beauty is underestimating how hard it's going to be to find anyone willing to rent her an apartment or even a room. A simple Google search will convince 99 out of 100 not to rent her anything. She screwed the last 2 landlords over and has no references, zero foresight. Another reason to get an extended stay. You know, you don't have to worry about a bunch of stuff if you go to an extended stay. You could stay there, make a bunch of money, maybe use the place as a reference later on if you stay there long enough. You know, she needs some kind of references and no one else is going to give her one. You got to start somewhere. But you're right, Tone Knob. It's going to be doggone near impossible. No landlord is going to just take you on and take you by your word. Aw. BNS, the way she watches him and smiles, this is true love. Look at that, look at that baby's face. Aw, Puppers. That Puppers is happy. That Puppers is smiling. Like, I'm in my happy place. I'm with daddy. Look. And some people say that animals have no feelings. They got plenty of feelings. They got all of them. Tweety says, well, I didn't get the apartment. Crap. Am I going to have to live in a crappy apartment like I did the first time I went to Canada? So the first time moving back was the last time. The other times you changed your mind. Where lies? Shocked. You know, I'm just going to say it. That last apartment that she was in, it wasn't that bad. That's just my opinion. The apartment looked pretty cute. It looked like the kind of place that if you put some the right decorations in it, like I would have loved it. I would have taken it in a heartbeat and not complained. It was cute. It was really cute. But of course, it's not good enough for Shantel. But it wasn't that crappy, girl. It wasn't bad. Not at all. Yog says, definitely not lacking self-confidence. So a chip off the old block. He's a tough little guy, standing his ground. Don't make me come over there and teach you something. Well, you can tell that Puppers would be a great protection dog. Not afraid at all. Standing on business. Carrie, S222, says, okay, last time, Foodie Beauty has to reestablish residency before she has access to Canada's free healthcare. 1, her mom's address isn't enough. 2, her bank statements will show she's been out of country for years now, only returning for short visits. 3, just because she's a citizen does not automatically grant her free medical coverage. 4, if she has an emergency, they will probably treat her, but it won't be free, as it shouldn't. She makes thousands of dollars from YouTube. She can pay her bills. So here's a little screenshot to go with that. Here we go. A Canadian citizen returning from the Middle East can eventually access free healthcare in Canada, but not immediately. To regain eligibility, they must reestablish residency in a Canadian province or territory, which requires a waiting period, typically up to 3 months. Regaining health coverage. You got to establish residency. The individual must show they are now a full-time resident of a province or territory. And I would imagine you got to show proof of where you live, how long you've been there. Maybe you got to show, bills coming in, like you're receiving like a water bill or a rental agreement or something. They want to see that you've been in the country for at least 3 months. And she can't do that yet. It's going to be a while. Enigma 2025 says, Shantel, Pete is my brother. No, mama, he was your ex-boyfriend. That would be blank if he was your brother. So this is her talking about Pete. Let's watch.
He's my brother. Pete is my brother. He's my brother.
So, Pete, if you have any thoughts in your head that Foodie wants anything to do with you romantically, forget about it, bro. This is how she sees you, as just a friend or a brother. But she's always going to go running after other dudes. She'd be happy to use you for money or place to stay, but she's not going to stay with you for life. Okay, so let's talk about this. So first, let's go up here. Okay. So this was the short that Amberlynn Reed posted recently, right? She was acting like she was a working girl, although her keyboard that she's using wasn't even plugged in. She was doing this for ASMR purposes. And then strangely enough, she switched to another keyboard that belongs with a Mac computer. So that keyboard is a PC computer keyboard, but then she switches to a Mac. So figure that out. Like, do you have 2 different computers? I don't think so. So there's Amber's piece right there. Take a look at it. And then look at this. Dried up Twitter hack says she really just copied this woman's whole thing. D says, I feel like she's trying to be this girly or any TikTok girl really that does this. So Amber's trying something new, I guess, where she's trying to combine the mukbang with the ASMR. I don't think she's going to be able to do it very well, because if you're trying to combine mukbang and ASMR, presentation is everything. It really is everything. Like, what are you focusing on? Camera angles, sounds, microphones. You've got to be on point, and Amber's entirely too lazy. But it looks like she's copying this person on TikTok. Like, she's run out of ideas, and so she's going to TikTok and seeing what are they doing? How are they getting views? And trying to bring that over to Twitter and also to YouTube. And she's getting caught for copying people. We have anything else here? Mrs. Robinson says Chantal made $259 in super chats today. I guess being a beezer is a terminal diagnosis. So this looks like it came from playboard.co, because I've been there before. So $259. You know, let her make the money now, y'all. Let her make the money now. When she gets back to Canada and the beezers figure out they've been had, that money's going to dry up real quick. Real fast. Alexis says, okay, I'm against trolling Foodie with money. However, this comment took me out. So Jessica says, imagine if all the money you made off your gullible beezers was somehow taken from you. Your demeanor would soon change. Sort yourself out. Well, that might happen in the future. Girl World Trash says, an interesting comment from Amberlyn Reed's stupid YouTube short where she pretends to work. So here's the comment. Ember Tiger says, I made my husband watch this, and his response was, why did she go from a PC to a Mac keyboard? Good question. Why did she? Unless she has two different computers in front of her, that wouldn't even make sense. Let's see. Anything else? D. Angry Scott says, saying that about someone who made you pregnant twice is freaking weird. Yeah, so Pete's, when she was with Pete's, when they were in a relationship, I guess he got Chantal pregnant twice. But yet she's calling him her brother. Weird. Very, very weird. Very strange. Fondue Spiteful Beach says, Foodie Beauty, in this live, she asked for someone to co-sign for her apartment and acknowledged a future grift for a car, a scooter, home furnishings, and flying Julia from Syria to Canada. You left Canada by choice twice. Figure it out for yourself. So what did I say? What I say, Beezers? Didn't I call it? Didn't I clock it? I told y'all. She's a grifter. She's a scammer. She will never stop scamming until you guys force her to stop by not giving her money anymore. She'll ask for one thing, and then another thing, and then another thing, and then another thing, and another thing. It'll never stop. She'll always have a scam ready to go right behind the first. She needs this, that. Like, she's got like 10 scams already lined up stuff that she needs. But where's her money? Why isn't anybody asking the question, what exactly are you paying for? You're asking us to pay for all these things. Where is your money going? How much do you make? If somebody is asking for your money, you have the right to ask, well, what do you have in pocket? What are you paying for? If they're coming for your money, you have a right to ask where their money is. All right. Anything else? Aw, Yog says love tax must be paid to open the doors. So Puppers is like, you ain't going outside till you give me a hug and a kiss. Oh, baby's like, I insist on getting my love. That's so sweet. That is so sweet. Fondue Spiteful Beach says, Foodie Beauty, please contact Chantal's bankruptcy trustee, Natalie, and let her know that Chantal is breaking her bankruptcy conditions by accepting unreported income and withdrawing it and bringing it to Syria. This is a direct bankruptcy violation. Well, I'm not going to contact Natalie, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else did, because that is a violation. That is fraud. That is absolute fraud. Crochet with Ashime says, doesn't want to go to the family gathering, so doing a 6-hour live. Everyone knows you weren't invited. I hope they keep you at arm's length until you GTFO. And the comment about spousal support, like where, okay, what's the comment? Cowpat says Salah can pay spousal support. He's not going to. He's been getting money from Chantal. She even said so. Like Chantal's been supporting the whole family. So he ain't got it to give. And this is the perfect clip for fall. We got a black cat on a pumpkin. That is a perfect fall picture right there. Why you should have a cat. All right, so we've been here long enough. Let's get out of here and go on to the shorter version of her stream. And again, courtesy of LOONEY Foodie Beauty. And I'll leave the link for the original video down below in the description. Let me go full screen. And we're going to get through this pretty quickly because it's not freaking 6 hours. Let's do this, y'all. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so the type says, Foodie ran an almost 6-hour stream. All she did was lay on the couch, smoke, and talk movies. Then her application for the Villa 2.0 got rejected during the live stream. Bummer. Well, that was to be expected.
Nicole, nice to see you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking in the background. Look, look, look. I love that. I love this shade, Looney Tubes. Fraudulently obtained. Love it.
Someone got married. Orange. Someone got married. And I'm getting divorced. Wow. That makes me feel good. Quit being happy out there. I'm miserable in here. I'm having some coffee. Thank you, Porca Honest. I do miss Orange Julep. Not really. It's hectic there. University work on what? Maybe I can help you. Villa 2.0. Yes. I'm by myself, so it's going to be... Okay, 5:30. How much is 6 hours? 5:30 to 6:30, 6:30, 7:30, 7:30, 8:30, 8:30, 9:30, 9:30 to 10:30, 11:30.
You know, Chantal is just... I heard that during the live stream, she was treating it almost like a real job and saying, oh, like it's time to clock out. I remember back in the day when Chantal would easily go for like 6 to 8 hours and she wasn't watching the clock. Here she is grifting for money. She wants the maximum amount of money from people, and yet she's watching the clock. Like she's actually working and doing something, and she's not.
I don't know if the internet will crap out or not, but no apartment update yet. Maybe it will come through when I'm live. Yeah, I didn't feel like going to the family gathering. I'm not feeling...
Girl, they didn't want you there. After what you said about them and insinuated they were going to physically hurt you, I wouldn't want you there either. And honestly, if you and Salah are getting divorced, you have no reason to have you there.
My social today. And look at the zit on my nose. Strong coffee. I need scooter support. I'm not surprised. I don't do gatherings well, especially frequently. I feel bad because, you know, I wouldn't like...
Yeah, you don't do well with gatherings where if you act the fool, you're going to get called out. When you're around people in real life, you have to mind your manners and act like a decent human being. And you've got a problem with that. That's why you don't like gatherings, because you're way too feral.
To see them in Sasa, but I'll see them soon, I'm sure, maybe even tomorrow. You love them all, Saber? Well, thank you for watching them. I'm sure watching my videos helps somehow, you know? The time warps, I love them too. Hey, Joanna, I love doing them. That's it, could trigger someone. Yeah, I mean, Salah translates, but I mostly just sit there like, I mostly just like always have the kids around me.
No, they don't.
The last time I did.
Why would the kids want to be around you? You hate kids. The only time you love kids is when you could use one to grift for lots of money. That's the only time you like the kids, is when you could use them for something. But you have gone on record many times saying you hate kids. Even when there were kids out in the hallway, when you had your apartment in Kuwait, you hated them screaming and playing. And wasn't there an incident where you had a family kicked out of the apartment for making too much noise? Does that sound like the behavior of someone who loves kids? No.
Patty cake for like 20 minutes straight. Like this. They like when I go like this. And then at 10, I teach them how to count to 10. Well, they kind of know because of school, but 1, 2, and then at 10, I go 10. And they freak out. Doesn't take much to make kids laugh, eh? Yeah, exactly. It's time to be myself, you know? No, that's not this family, baby.
So you're admitting that this whole Miriam persona that you came up with, it's not you. It never was you. Because you keep saying, I can go back to Canada and be myself. So for 3 years, you've been faking the funk. You've not been yourself. And we knew that. We've been saying that all along. You are not yourself. You're not being true to yourself. You were just faking the funk because you want to be around a man. We told you so.
Korean. This family loves me. They don't care. They don't judge me at all. It was an aunt of his or something. I don't know. That was trying to convince him or something. I don't know.
No. You're trying to make it sound like Salah was brainwashed. Shantel, it's not about brainwashing. It's about family members caring for one another. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Let me just turn that off really quick. I apologize so that no more interruptions. But family coming forward and giving their opinions when they see a family member suffering or unhappy, that is not brainwashing. That is just family loving one another and expressing concern. You're not close to your family, so you don't understand that. You don't have the same bond with your family. You don't even treat your family like family. You look at them as an endless resource for money, and it looks like that resource cuts you off because you burn them too bad. But family has strong influence, especially when the person in question has strong connection to family. And I'm sure you hate that. You hate the fact that you cannot control Salah anymore and you can't hurt him anymore. The family's not going to stand for it. And I'm sure they've been in his ear and he's listening. Maybe it's dawning on him finally what is important versus what's not important. You are not important, but his family is.
I don't see her often. A lot of people are talking at once. Yeah. I'm just finishing my shisha. So yeah, I don't know how the internet's going to hold out, but don't get into it. No, I'm not going to be getting into any relationships. This coffee is so good. Hey, Liz, I feel so sleepy. It has a bit of sugar. I want Starbucks. Nina! Some fundraiser stream PayPal link is unit. It's about to be pinned. It's about to be pinned. There's my PayPal. If you would like to donate, I need some cups. I need a bath mat. I need a bees area.
You know I have beezers that come over here and they watch my videos, and I'm okay with that. If you're an active beezer and you want to come over here and watch my video, I'm okay with you watching. Maybe you're someone you're seeking out information or other opinions. Well, here is my opinion. And it has to do with sense and sensibility. All of these things that Shantel says she needs, she is a woman that she's coming back to Canada starting from the ground up. Yes, we can agree on that. So if you're someone and you're starting from the ground up, that means you will think outside the box for what you need. You can get started on very little. Bath mats, cups, plates. She can go to the dollar store and get all of that stuff, get all of her supplies for less than $50. Shower gel and soap and towels. You can go on the cheap and get what you need. They may not be luxury, but they will work. So she's trying to act like I need all kinds of money for all kinds of things. If she wants to come home bad enough, she will be, prudent with her money and go on the cheap. Instead of spending money on an apartment, get an extended stay. She'll get the extended stay, and if she's going gangbusters, she'll make that money back. And I'm pretty sure that there are beezers that would be happy to give her more money once she gets there and she shows that she's in Canada. Heck, they might even pay for the extended stay. But she's got to get there first. And if the extended stay is fully furnished, she doesn't need furniture. Most extended stays, they provide towels and some soap and some shampoo. I mean, what's she going to need, honestly, on an extended stay? Not freaking much. Not much at all. You don't need much in the way of supplies. Not at all.
I need some forks. I have enough for rent. I have enough for my plane, my deposit. So my first month's rent, the deposit for the apartment. Hi, Tiny Shamrocks.
Girl, you don't even know where you're going yet. You just got rejected for an apartment. You can't even say, I'm contacting an apartment building. Here's what the rent's going to be per month. Here's a security deposit. This, that, and the other thing. She can't go down the list and give you guys exact amounts because she hasn't found a place yet. So she hasn't found a place yet. How does she know how much she's going to need? If she has no idea where she's going, more than likely, Beezers, she will have to stay at an extended stay because that's the only place that will accept her. And there's nothing wrong with staying at an extended stay. If you got to do it, you got to do it. I stayed at a motel for a month after my bad relationship, and I had to start completely over from scratch. And then after about a month, I moved into my apartment, and I was there for 10 years. Her problem is she wants to go home in grand style and she wants everyone else to pay for it. Well, just because you want something doesn't mean you're going to get it.
No, Melissa, I'm going home for good. Maybe Beezus. Once he has a job. Oh, Liz! Yay! I have $69, $106. Thank you, Liz and Nina. Appreciate you guys.
I have never seen someone get so happy getting everybody else's money. But the two things in life that make Shantel the happiest is when she's eating and she's grifting for money. You give her food, you give her money, she's a happy person indeed.
Thank you.
It's not about her working and making her own money. It's about getting everybody else's money. Getting money for free that she didn't have to work for.
I didn't hear back yet, Kara. Thank you. This will really help. Even if it's super chats because they go towards my pay in October, which I'll be using to get home. I have a couple more huge debt payments, this pay and next pay. So that's why I'm kind of fundraising, and then I should be.
You know what? You are asking help from the Beezers to get you home, not get you home and pay your debts. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Your debts are your responsibility. Getting home is also your responsibility, but you're saying, I'm not just going to you, Beezers, for one of the things I need, but two. It's not for the Beezers to pay 60 grand in debts. They don't have that much money.
Okay. I don't think it was a scam. Apparently landlords can do that, but that usually means that you're approved. But I don't know. If they say no, I'll be pretty gutted because then I'll have to keep looking. Hope someone will approve me with my crappy credit.
No one's going to. And I'm not saying that to be a negative Nancy, but when you look for an apartment, sometimes it takes a long time, especially if you've got things working against you. It may take even longer. And that's if you're constantly looking and constantly sending out emails and looking all over the place and talking to people on the phone and sending your information in and application fees, it could be a long, lengthy process. When all of this trouble can be avoided if she just goes to an extended stay. There's extended stays all over the place in Canada.
You know, I always say I have bad credit, but you know, I pay my rent and I have income.
What rent did you pay? What rent? You've been in Syria and you said, I don't pay rent here. When you were in Kuwait, the lease wasn't in your name. It couldn't be in your name. And then before that, you were in Canada, and yes, you paid the bills, you paid the rent, but what matters is that your name wasn't on the lease, was it? No. So you can't even use that rental history. Not that you'd want to, because you left the place trashed. So you can't really use that. So the last 6+ years of you living in places you can't even claim credit for and show a reference of any kind, which also works against you.
Honestly, when I get settled, I might honestly look for a part-time job.
I'll look for a part-time job. Doing what exactly? Doing what? What are you going to do? Something remote? Maybe that might work. But you also have to be a nice person if you're doing customer service. Customer service can be rather rough because you've got to keep your cool with customers. Sometimes customers are not nice. You've got to say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, be helpful. You're not a nice person. You're far too arrogant. What else? Telemarketing? Sales? Do you know how to do sales, Foodie? I don't think you know how. And as long as you got YouTube, you're going to have that mindset, that entitled, bratty mindset of, this is all crap. I can make more money elsewhere, so I don't have to be on my best behavior. I don't have to button my lip when I should. Yeah, that's not going to work. Nope.
Even just working from home. I think he checks in here and there. Thank you, Liz. And Nina, I appreciate it. 6 hour bees. Because even the 6 hours of like ad revenue. ALR has a job. Hey, CEO of BK, we've been patiently waiting for your arrival. And I'm ordering an exercise ball.
Which will never get used. Which will never get used.
I used to work a lot in customer service, yeah. I don't know yet, bro.
Yeah, but that was years ago. When is the last time you've worked customer service? Years ago, Shantel, and you got fired from all your jobs because you weren't showing up. You would show up late. You would take long lunch breaks. What was your last job? Working at the hospital? And they let you go with a package just to make you go quietly? So when is the last time you worked customer service? You got fired from another job because you took the job. You claimed that you could speak French fluently, and you couldn't. So that was a problem.
Oh, if I get the apartment, you'll know because I'll be screaming. Doubtful. I saw ALR's YouTube short. It was so cute. Yeah, Lori. Well, they said 48 to 72 hours. That was funny because you know how like there's a lot of TikToks of that. What I ate on my 9 to 5, and they're like probably typing nothing. And
you know, Shantel, if you're looking for a place to live, what you should have been doing rather than a 6-hour grifting live is take 6 hours and just do constant searches, looking for a place, looking, considering all of your options. It would have been time better spent. If you're looking to get out of there, you want to spend all the time you have looking for a place and trying to narrow down what would actually work. But of course, money you think is the most important thing to you. Well, guess what? Landlords, you could have 50 grand in the bank. So unless you pay 6 months worth of rent up front, they're going to look at everything else with you.
They're probably like, this job sucks. I'm actually making a lot of money on TikTok and I'm just pretending to have a job. Because if you're in America, if you're in the US, you can make really good money on TikTok. Be a debt collector. I'll be calling myself. Yes, ma'am. Man, I'm telling you, if you have to learn anything, learn to be good with your budgeting, okay? Don't live beyond your means.
You mean don't make the mistakes that you made, because that's what happened to you. You lived way beyond your means. You blew all your money when you were making it. You saved nothing. You can't even claim, I have really good health now. I was making 20, 30 grand a month, and I have amazing health. I have amazing dental health, physical health, mental health. I invested my money back into myself, and look at me now. I'm healthy. You've got nothing to show for all that money you made on YouTube, not even good health. And that is just sad.
Sunlight never changed in our workday. I don't have a wish list yet here because I don't even have an address, but I remember one Christmas, I was pretty young. I was in my 20s, and I was super, I was like kind of broke because I was younger. I didn't have a good job. Julia, yeah, ready, set, peace. So I remember calling one day for an increase on my credit limit and on my credit card, and they were like, "Sure, we can give you $5,000." Like, and back then I was like, 5,000 for Christmas. Man, I spoiled people. My mom's like, don't. My mom tried to warn me, don't blow it. Here, Aura, it just started now. Don't blow it. Did I blow it? Yes. So be careful with your money. Just because they give you that money doesn't mean you don't have to pay it back. No, it was before the Bay Shore days. You made it rain on Sam. No, that was one of my paychecks. All gone. Remember Sammy was like 30% credit limit. I know, Shardy, they just give them to you. It's crazy. I was doing that's when I was doing telemarketing. Yes, ma'am, would you like the taupe pantyhose or the green pantyhose? Not yet, I didn't hear back yet.
Yeah, I remember the story that she told about when she was a telemarketer. She went on and on about she went to work one day dressed inappropriately, like in a short mini skirt or something. And of course, the supervisor said to her, like, you need to go home and change because you're dressed very inappropriately for this job. And Shantel had a problem with that because the woman in question was like, you got to be professional while you're here. And why are you dressed this way?
I didn't give him thousands when we got married. I didn't give him anything. It's literally in our...
Then why did you send him $9,000? What's up with that? What was the $9,000 about? Why wasn't he sending you $9,000 as a dowry?
Marriage contract, he had to give me money. But
so why'd you send $9,000 then?
Cool Calico, other than pause drama, what was your most terrible experience in Kuwait? Thanks for the money towards the fundraiser. Besides pause? Probably when I had sciatica and had to go to the clinic. Oh my goodness.
What in the world is a clinic going to do about sciatica? For real? There's nothing they can do. I know because I've had it. For real, I've had it. Oh, it's so awful. And it doesn't take much for that to happen. You just turn ever so slightly the wrong way and boom, you've got it. You got pain shooting down your leg. And it's like the thunderbolt of Satan. It hurts so much. But what can the clinic do about sciatica? Nothing.
Yes. That was awful. That was probably one of the most painful things I've gone through besides my cyst pain. That was bad. The camel biting. I don't even know how much I need because I didn't really calculate, but I need everything. Like, I need everything for my place. I have nothing. I need a bed. I have to buy a queen because let's face it, a twin is going to be.
Okay, again, Beezers, I know you guys hate me repeating myself, and I'm sorry to my subs for repeating myself, but it makes no sense to give her money for all these things that she needs until she gets back and she gets a place. Once she gets a place, then she can figure out what she needs. She might go into an extended stay and not need a bed or a desk or anything else because it's already provided. Doesn't make sense to give her money for things if she's not even in Canada and she's not even got a place to figure out, okay, this is what I've got and this is what I need. And as far as her household items, dollar store. And let's just say it's not an extended stay. Let's just say it's a bare apartment. Goodwill, Salvation Army, thrift stores. They're wonderful.
Too small. Yeah, YouTube pays you when you're live. You get ad revenue, like for views. Oh, the cat biting me. Yes. The unbearable heat. Yep, I paid a deposit without approval. Does that mean I got approved? Can sleep in a cot. Thank you, Carefree. Are you a psychic? I hope so. Cup? Oh, I got an exercise ball. A minimalist. Yeah, you're right. I need everything, and things are expensive in Canada, even at the dollar.
You know what's sad, Foodie? When I moved in this place, and all of my subs can attest to this, it was bare bones, okay? Because I had to start over from scratch. I moved in with nothing. And guess what? It started to fill out pretty well, but I wasn't begging my subs for anything. I did it all myself. You know, like if you need stuff and you work hard, you can provide for yourself. You can, if it matters to you, it'll mean so much more when you earn it yourself, when you get it yourself versus somebody else buying it for you. Beezers, listen, if you buy her stuff and she gets it for free and she doesn't work for it, it will mean nothing to her. It might mean something to you because you were the ones who worked hard to make the money to send to her. Anybody who ever got anything for free never really valued it. But those who want something and they work for it, they work hard, when they get it, it means so much. It becomes so much more valuable.
Store. It's not Dollarama anymore. It's Five Below.
And
I hope they're legit because I paid them a pretty penny. Pretty much everything almost everything I raised after my ticket. The mansion scam wasn't a scam because I didn't pay them anything. They probably found out who I was and were like, we don't want to rent to you.
Yeah, about the mansion scam. So word on the street is that this mansion that Foodie was talking about really wasn't even her mansion. She was talking about, what was that YouTuber that used to come into her lives a lot? A very pretty lady that she did the OF shoot with, Kylie Steele. It was her place. Foodie was describing her place. So there was no possibility of moving in. It was somebody else's house that she was describing.
Happens. You can call your debit card and tell them it was a fraud. I don't know if I'd feel good lying like that. Okay, Nina, I'm waiting to hear. They told me if I might hear it today or Monday. And like Strawberry says, if I don't hear from them, then I got scammed. Oh, yes. Okay, I can call my bank and tell them it was a scam. You're right. That's what I'll do. Yep. If it's a scam, I'll say it's a scam. But I don't think so. I already paid deposit. Yep. Last month's rent. I should have the keys. I'm not sharing, Naomi. I mean, people are going to know when I go out where I am. You don't pay without an agreement? No, I didn't get scammed. Why is my coffee cold already? I got to heat it up later. I don't want to waste it. So I feel bad I didn't go to the family thing, but sometimes I just don't feel well, you know? I did pay, Nina. I paid the deposit they asked for. Hey, stop it. That's a new screen. You can't go out and chase the olives. No, you can't. Get over here. There's no contract. Wait, did they email me yet? I got an email. Oh, somebody sent a PayPal. Oh, thank you to whomever sent it. You know who you are. Appreciate you. Honestly, they said it was to secure the unit. I did call and talk to someone. I got to trick her into coming here because she knows I'll grab her. She's not very loving towards me that much anymore.
She never was, and that's her fault. Because of the way you treat her and all the noise that you make. Cats hate loud noises. You don't take care of her. Why should she come to you?
So, yes, that's why, you know what? Stay with Dad. She loves the house because she runs, when she has zoomies, she can run from one end of the property to the other, and then she can go outside because it's safe. We let her out all the time. She chases the olives, the bugs, but I hope there's no scorpions. But she loves sitting just in front of the door. I don't know why. She doesn't go far. She's a good girl. And whenever I go, Julia, she comes running in the house. She's good that way. I hope I didn't get scammed. Well, we'll see. Let's give it the full 72 hours and see if I get a response. I'm gonna make it my mission to just take care of my place. It's gonna be my sanctuary.
Sure. We've heard that before. When she moved into the villa with Pete's, we heard that. We heard this exact same speech. Oh, when I move into the villa with Pete's, I'm going to get my life together and blah, blah, blah. For those who don't know, who weren't around at that time, when Foodie was at the villa in Canada with Pete's, She happened to live in an area where nearby there was a pool. There was a workout gym where she didn't have to pay a membership. Never went to the pool, never worked out at the gym. She was all set for success. That if she wanted to take care of herself and get herself together, all the tools were right there. She just had to use them. So she's making this promise again about, I'm going to get myself together and take care of my health. And those of us that have been around a while, we know better. We know what's coming.
It's going to be like my place, all on my own. And I got an exercise ball because I was looking for like an affordable place to sit in the kitchen, something that's sturdy. And the exercise ball came up and I'm like, those are actually really comfortable.
What? So instead of using a chair, you're going to use an exercise ball to sit on? Oh, that's going to go badly. It's going to pop.
So I'm getting a new Villa exercise ball.
What? That's going to pop. Is there an exercise ball out there that can support 600 pounds? If so, that's a really strong ball. But that can also lead to falls, couldn't it? You know, you move the wrong way and the ball comes out from under you, plop, right on the ground.
Ah, I will match Nina. Thank you, Wanda. Appreciate you. Thank you. That's so nice of you. Wow. Thank you. I'm not going on vacation. I'm not coming back here.
We'll see. Honestly, I don't think you're going back. I think that once you leave Syria, Salah's going to open his mouth and he's going to say some things, and you're not going to like it. He's waiting. He's biding his time to say anything until you're gone. And you're over there stalling, and maybe you're stalling because you know what's coming from him and you're just trying to put it off.
Maybe people will believe it when they see it. I don't blame you, but I talked in person once. Yeah, but he doesn't want to move until he has a job, so hey, Nino, I'll get a
He's a smart boy. He's learning.
roommate when I'll have a roommate when that happens. By the way, that scooter, tiny shamrocks. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much. Mwah, mwah. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh, this is gonna help so much. Like, you have no idea. Moving is stressful. Carla Joe, thank you, Carla Joe. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks, Bunny. Yeah. I really, this is going to help so bad. Mad Hatter, Villa 2.0. Thank you, Mad Hatter. Thank you. I know you guys are going to love this. Trust me. You will. Pete's needs to pay his own way. Yeah, true. And that's a responsible thing. You know, he doesn't want to move in somewhere without being able to contribute. So that will help too. But
well, that's true. He does need to contribute, but he also needs to, think of himself. His history with you is horrible. You've put him in debt more than once, taken all of his money, ruined his credit. I'm glad that he's learning his lesson. He's like, I'm not too sure about this. I'm not too sure about her. She's not showing any signs of being responsible. There's a reason why he's getting cold feet. Yeah, as would anybody else.
He's my brother. He's my brother. You know? Beezer. Hey, I love comics. Teardrop, hello! Guess what? It's going to be 6 hours, Teardrop. Adulting.
Spoiler, she didn't go the entire 6 hours. She cut out 20 minutes before the 6 hours time limit actually happened.
Yes. I don't know yet, Naomi. The first step is getting approved for my place, like under my name, everything.
Yeah, good luck with that. And she knows that's basically an impossibility. Hence the reason during this live stream, she was asking for a complete stranger who does not know her to be the co-signer. And if you have someone that is the co-signer for an apartment, that means if you default on the payments that they are responsible. So anybody out there who's a beezer that wants to take on that responsibility, anyone trust Shantel enough that you will co-sign on her apartment and put your credit at risk and your income at risk because of her? I guarantee that'd be the worst mistake of your life.
Didn't really hit you, yeah. This depression's really bad. Did I set a goal? I can't set a goal. I don't know how to from my mobile. I'm going to save for a car, yeah. car over scooter. I need both because you can put the scooter in the car. Now the scooter I posted,
She's not getting a scooter. She just wants extra money on top of getting money for a car.
I think it's a Metro 2. The Metro 1 goes up to 300 pounds. I think the Metro 2 or the Metro Max, I don't know. In the advertising.
You know what? I have no experience with scooters, but I just can't see how a foldable scooter would be a good idea because, you know, it is foldable, and those areas where something folds, those are pressure points. Those are weaker points because it's not a reinforced all-in-one frame. That feels like something that would break quite easily.
On Amazon, there's one that goes up to 400 pounds capacity.
Well, you're out because you're almost at 6. Come on, Shantel. Come on. You were over 400 pounds when you left Canada. That was 3 years ago. Mama, you're at 550 plus. So if it goes up to 300 pounds and you're like 150 plus pounds overweight limit, no, not working.
It's heavy duty, and it's only like $1,200.
And it's only $1,200 that you don't have, that you can't spend, that you're looking at other people to spend, and you're not even going to get it, so it doesn't matter.
In the meantime, I can also save, but for now, I need a scooter to go to the stores. It'll allow me.
Well, a lot of stores have scooters. Do they not? So why do you need a scooter to go in a store when a lot of stores have scooters? Make it make sense.
To get out until I can lose some weight, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of work from home stuff, and I have a lot of experience with.
You know what? Instead of getting a scooter, why don't you get a treadmill? Wouldn't that just make more sense, y'all? If she's looking to lose weight and get her mobility back and get some, you know, stamina, treadmill, a bariatric treadmill, the ones with the bars on either side so she can hold on if she feels like she's going to fall. Don't those run about $1,000? Wouldn't that just make more sense? That way, during the winter months, she can set one up in the house and walk on it whenever she wants. Start to lose a little bit of weight. No, not a good idea.
That stuff, you know? Be careful on that thing. I'm going to need the 400 pounds one, yes. Can you get pulled over? PayPal, yes, teardrop. PayPal takes like a very small fee. Let's pimp the scooter out like MTV. Should try Ozempic. I need to see a doctor for all my issues. I actually took like Canadian healthcare for granted, honestly.
Yeah, you did. And you're right. You do need to see a doctor about all your issues. But the big question is, even if you had a doctor now in front of you, willing to work for free 24/7 around the clock to help you get healthy, will you listen to him? Will you listen to anybody? You've had numerous doctors over the years tell you the same things, that you need to cut back on the junk food, that you need to eat healthier foods. Have you listened to anybody? Did you take diabetic classes? No. That's why you got the attitude of, I'm not going to go see a doctor, because one, that's money spent. You don't want to spend the money to see a doctor because you know what they're going to tell you. And number two, because if you got a full checkup inside and out from tip to tail, you're not going to like what they tell you. You're scared of what they're going to tell you because you have no idea how bad things really are, but they are bad, Shantel.
The doctors here are good too, but like I just feel like without a language barrier, you know, so. Amberlyn Reed, you deserve happiness and freedom. Thank you, Amberlyn. Is that the real Amberlyn? Wow. Hopefully someday we can meet up. That would be so cool. So do you deserve that, Amberlyn? Yes. And I loved your what I eat from work video. That's so cute. You can have peace on the back of the scooter. Can you do a live with Foodie, a podcast? Imagine. Who looks gorgeous, Nina? Me? When you get in Canada, I will be in touch and I'll get you that scooter. No way, Wanda. Oh, you've been so generous already.
Patience, girl world. Patience. That's all we need at this point is patience. We just got to be patient a little bit longer. For those who want to see the sequence of events of things unfolding, we just have to be patient. Trust Mama Rose, okay? We just got to be patient. Just let things play out the way they do. This is not going to be a hit it and quit it kind of deal. This is going to be one thing happens, and then another thing happens, and then another thing happens, and then another thing happens. Like everything is going to play out the way it's supposed to. It's not long now. We've waited a long time. We can wait a little longer. We just have to be patient. It's coming.
Oh, you're so kind, honestly. I think it's if you go on Amazon, it's $1,200 for the 400-pound one. That's not bad. That will improve my life because until I can lose weight or whatever, I need to see a doctor.
So she's talking about when I can lose weight. Notice what she's not saying. She's not outlining a plan about how she's going to lose weight. What is she going to do to lose weight? And here's a more important question. Pay attention, Beezers. Shantel has an extreme food addiction. Again, she's an extreme food addict. Very extreme. We're talking, she needs to be an inpatient, locked down, restricted inpatient where she cannot leave and she cannot have food delivered to her, and all of her food is monitored if there is to be any progress. If you put Shantel in a room alone with her phone where she can have food delivered, she's going to go wild. Okay? And she's got a bunch of feedies around her that want her to eat, that are enabling her food addiction, that will pay her to indulge in her food addiction. So if she's got an extreme food addiction and there are people behind her promoting this food addiction and funding it, how is she going to lose weight? How? It's not going to happen. It really isn't. So she's talking about getting healthy. Where is the talk about dealing with her inner issues that trigger her to eat? No talk, no discussion, no plan, no plans, no talk about going to a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a therapist or doctors. Not seeking out professionals that can help her. So you know what happens when you're an addict and you have this active, raging, over-consuming addiction and you're not seeking out the proper help or guidance? It continues. It goes on. So if it goes on, there's no chance of health, is there? Been watching her for years. You know what I've never heard from Shantel? I've never heard any semblance of fighting against the addiction. I have never seen a live stream where Shantel has gotten online frustrated, angry, crying, saying, I ate a bunch of food. What did I just do? I'm so mad at myself. That would suggest that something inside is trying to fight against the addiction. I haven't seen it. I haven't heard it. If anything, I've heard her giving into it in every way. So she goes back to Canada, surrounded by all of her vices, and there's no one that's going to stop her from going after what she wants. All that means is that the addiction is going to grow even more. Her health problems are going to accelerate even faster, and she might land up in the ER or worse, a casket. And those of you that are beezers, that are giving her money, you might indirectly be funding her demise. Just putting that out there.
But I want to be able to scoot around and go to the store every morning, or go to the park and just get some fresh air and, save the money for a car. Yeah, I'm going to at the same time, but, cue the BS because they know it's not a scam. They know I'm moving. I already have my ticket bought. I already have a deposit and I need to buy things for my apartment.
But again, you don't know what you need until you get there.
A scam. You guys know how expensive it is. Like, I don't even have dish soap. I need to do a grocery order when I get there. A big
Dollar store if you need dish soap.
order from Walmart or something.
No, dollar store. If you're going home and you need to move, you got to be smart. Before you go to Walmart, before you go to Costco, you hit up the dollar store. You can buy what you need there. A lot of things there. Save some money.
Protein, fruits, and veggies. I need to have fruits and veggies.
By the way, for those who are interested to know, most of you probably already know this. Did y'all know that if you have dollar stores in your area, a lot of times they have like a little, grocery section. You can get fresh fruits and vegetables there. You can get frozen dinners. You can get milk, eggs. One of the things that I like to do when I lived in Cali was go to the dollar store and look around in like their produce section. And one of my favorite things that I would find on occasion was portobello mushroom caps. Ooh, those are good. Those of you that never had one, let me tell you, if you take the mushroom cap and you make like a little marinade of olive oil, liquid smoke, like it's like a additive, like liquid smoke, garlic, like you basically you baste the mushroom cap in it, you soak it up, and then you put it on the grill. It tastes just like a steak. And you could get the mushroom caps at the dollar store for like $1 versus going to, I don't know, another store that you're paying like $6 for the same thing. So it was like, you're hungry, you need stuff, go to the dollar store.
I can't wait to just I don't know. You'll miss a lot. Yeah, I know. Me too. Me too. And my cat. Oh my gosh. The Beesmobile coming soon. I'm so happy. Then I went to Syria. I know. It is different this time for sure. Hey, Ducky. Because this time we're divorcing, so. Oh, Wanda, you're so kind. Seriously. Yeah, I guess once I'm in Canada, people will see it's actually, Yes. It's true, Christina. I can see how people think it'll enable me to be more lazy, but it's
because it will.
It's also it's going to help me get out and stuff. I really want to go home. Yeah, I do. I still feel like it's so far away, but I'm trying to enjoy my time here because, I won't be seeing Salah ever again. And I won't, Julia might be a long, long time. If I ever can raise enough money, maybe even in a couple years.
In a couple of years. If you've been away from your pet for that long, there's no sense in trying to bring her back.
I put a bit of money away every month. I just, I'll try to get her home somehow because.
Again, that's the subtle hint. Feel sorry for me. I don't have enough money to take Julia home with me. I'm so heartbroken. If she really loved Julia, and if there was any plan for her to go home to Canada, what she should have done is start the process of saving money and getting things situated to where she could take Julia with her. But she had no plan to take Julia with her. That would just be an extra expense.
Are you my baby? Wanda is very nice. I have really good beezers.
You know what is really going to be funny, y'all? When she gets back to Canada and the Beezers realize they've been had, especially the big baller tippers. Oh, they're going to be so mad. And I wonder if they're going to come online and say something against Shantel, and then she's going to block them.
Can't be. I think people think because I'm going to go back. Thanks, Ducky. I really, really, I guess coming here, I'm trying to scam her into coming here. I'm going to scam you. Come here. So that I can grab her and show you guys. Okay. Come. No, she's not.
How sad, Shantel, that you got to scam your own cat to come up to you when where's Queen Booger? She's beneath the covers, I think. She likes to do that. But I don't have to scam my cat to come up to me. She just does it.
Stupid. She knows I'm going to grab her. Come.
Leave her alone.
Oh, she is stupid.
And this is why she doesn't come up to you. Look at the way you hold her. Horrible.
Hey, baby. Her first rolling back, guys. No.
Leave her alone.
No. She hates to be held.
Maybe by you, and I don't blame her. Look at the way you hold her.
Thanks, Wanda. What's the best thing about going home? There's too many to name, I hate to say that because proud beezer. Yes, I just miss proper beezing. I need good internet. I'm a career woman. I'm not meant to be just. I feel like my personality is too big to just. I feel muted. I don't feel like myself, and I've
What she's trying to say without saying it is that she's far too feral and undomesticated and wild. And she wants to go back to Canada so she can go wild and be sloppy and be nasty and not have to worry about family members around that will give her the business for her acting that way. She wants to go home and have her own little private space so she can turn into a junk heap, have piles of boxes, mummified food, garbage. That's the way she wants to live. And she doesn't want any flack for living that way. But when she's around other people, she's got to behave herself. And she doesn't want to do that anymore.
realized that, I've been struggling the whole 3 years with that. Back and forth, back and forth. The gravy. Yeah, there's no gravy here. I got to make my own, but there's a lot of things I'll miss about the Middle East. Obviously, I do love the Middle East. I have to say that. No, that Salah truly needs. And I need to be the person for myself that I need. You can only be yourself. Yeah. Nah, Anna. I'm so excited to have my own sanctuary. No. No, we've been split for a little while now. Like, what, a week or so? I don't know. Pimp my ride. Yes, guys, what can I do to the scooter? I need to put lights on it. What if your apartment disappoints you? I don't know. I'll stay there until I have to, maybe. And
yeah, that's going to be another problem with Shantel. Not just finding a place to live, which is going to be a huge monumental task, but it's got to be up to her standard because she's picky, she's choosy. The apartment that she had in Canada before she left, I saw nothing wrong with it, but she wants a luxury apartment. And she wants it for cheap, and that don't happen.
I think it'll be fine. Rebuild Box Mountain. Are you allowed to drive a scooter? I don't drink, but if you were a drinker, can you have a beer and drive in your scooter? I'm not. Do I strike you as a traditional housewife?
No. No, but that's what you claim to be. I'm a traditional housewife. Look at me, and that's never been you.
At the same time, I do enjoy making my man happy and doing things for him, and it's just no, right?
You do? Then why was he complaining about water bottles everywhere? Obviously, you don't enjoy keeping a nice, clean space for him.
You could be arrested. You can't drink on a scooter. Oh, no, I'm just curious. I don't drink, so if only we could be in together in Canada. He wanted to go to Canada for the longest time. He said that he would, come there with me someday.
Ah, ooh. But didn't you say that he never wanted to go to Canada? You said that. You said he never wanted to go to Canada. Now you're saying, yes, he wanted to go to Canada. So Girl World was right. Didn't we say that, Girl World? We said that part of his plan was he wanted to come to Canada. And Chantal knew, even before she left Canada, to come to Kuwait the first time. That wasn't a possibility. She knew that couldn't happen, but she kept that hidden from him for a long time, stringing him along, I'm sure, with promises of, yeah, we're going to go to Canada and I'll take you there and so forth and so on. And so we hung on and hung on and hung on until he figured out she lied. And now he's in Syria with his family. Got a whole different life. Sometimes life is like that. Sometimes the things you want are not the things you need the most. And sometimes life will steer you to where you belong and where you should be. And so it is with Salah. He needed to be around his family. This whole situation with Chantal needed to break apart. It wasn't working. And it took him going home to Syria and connecting with the family energy to realize that. So now he's in Syria and he's like, I'm staying right here. You're going back to Canada alone.
But ever since moving here, something's just changed. And
yeah, I'll tell you what. I told you, Chantal. When I did my reading, I told you, I said, listen, You go to Syria, it's going to be different. The dynamic is going to switch all the way around. You might have been the boss over in Kuwait, but in Syria, no. No, you're not going to be the puppet master. You are not going to have strings all over him, stopping him from movement. Those strings are going to be cut. And it happened. He's in Syria. He's with, his family, his community. You don't have influence anymore. You lost it all.
And that's fine. People change. I think he just really likes his home and his family here. I think he would be isolated in Canada. There wouldn't be anybody. He would know nobody there, no family. That would be depressing for him, and he wouldn't be happy.
How do you know he'd be depressed? He might be having a grand time in Canada. Are you kidding me? The beautiful women, the food, the freedom. He'd be having a ball, and you not so much. Because you would be at home saying, where is he at? What's he doing? Nah, 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 nah. You have never wanted him to have freedom, because trapping a man with you is the only way you feel happy.
Family is a huge influence, yeah. Especially in this culture, and that's awesome. Our culture is more individualistic. So you have to clean your own apartment, pay bills, get your medication, wash clothes. Yeah, I know. I'll have to do all that on my own. It's kind of overwhelming, but people just want to see you downfall, and it's gross. Not on my watch. Let's go. Thank you, Wanda. Honestly, I need people in my corner too. I really appreciate having people in my corner.
For now, you've got them for now, but big question is, will you be able to keep them? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Again, girl world, we just got to be patient. The fall is coming. The tower is crumbling as we speak. The stones at the bottom are coming loose. And soon the tower walls will fall in on themselves, and then she's going to drop about 20,000 feet up.
Yeah. Once I can sponsor him. No, because that could happen in like a couple months, Scully, and he doesn't want to come. So, and even then, we're not compatible to be husband and wife. Like, we're not. We had a good time together. But sometimes love is not enough.
No, it isn't. But it took you 3 years to figure that out.
I know people have said that over and over, but I didn't see it. You have to.
Of course you didn't see it. Of course not. You wanted to hold on to him because while you were over in the Middle East, you could act as a child and be as a child in certain respects. Canada represents adulthood. You having to do adulting, and you were running as fast as you could from that as long as you could. And now it's over.
Like, live and learn, I guess, even if it's frustrating for audiences to watch. I have to learn my own way,
Mm-hmm.
Soulmates. No, I don't think I believe in that, honestly. Him more than me, because he realizes we're not meant to be. I love my ex to death, and he did too, but we could not stop fighting. Yeah. I just don't want to even think about that. I just want to be alone. I crave to be alone, P.O. box, maybe.
You don't crave to be alone. You've never craved to be alone. When is the last time you've lived alone, Shantel? Ever since I started watching you, you've always been with somebody. You hop from one man to the other because you don't know how to do alone well. You don't know how to function alone well. You fall apart when you're alone.
Thanks, Pam. I hope so too. I hope to hear from the place. Oh my gosh, if they let me know before the weekend, I'll be so happy. Yeah, thanks, Beanie. The quality seems better. Oh, good. Sometimes it's crap. Sometimes it's crap. Sometimes it's not bad. I think President al-Shara is in the U.S. right now. I really hope that they give Syria a chance to rebuild and they get some help. It's a mobility scooter. Yeah, I'm sure my family will give me some things. Yeah.
No, they won't. No, they won't. No, they won't. Your family ain't going to give you nothing because they know whatever they give you is going to be ruined or damaged. I wouldn't give you anything. I'd say go straight to the dollar store, do not pass go, do not collect $200. You need stuff, go spend $50 at the dollar store. You'll have everything you want.
What's one food you're waiting to try in Canada? The nashi. Okay, so I'm thinking of when I get there, I'm going to have a car for like a few days. True Italian. I think that's the best thing is amicable separation, I don't want to be nasty, like on nasty terms.
Everybody mark that down. So according to her, this is an amicable split, which means everybody's in agreement. No one's fighting. Clip that. Remember this. Big question is, will it stay amicable? Because again, I got a feeling that once she's on that plane and she's far away from him, Salah is going to talk. And what is he going to talk about? I feel that he's going to come to YouTube and he's going to talk about all kinds of stuff. The fact that this whole thing, it was never a real marriage. It was basically a YouTube marriage. And he's going to talk about her behavior. The fact that she's been abusive and controlling. He's going to reveal that to us as well. What else he's got to say, don't know. But I'm pretty sure those two things will come up.
So there's going to be, I think it'll be like very close to Halloween. The bed I had when I moved back to Canada was actually given to me from my mom.
So it belonged to your mother.
And they ended up selling it because I wasn't supposed to come back to Canada. If you need a slow cooker, I have 5. No way, Melanie, really? Hey, I'll buy one from you. They are excited, but they're just like you guys. They're like, are you gonna go back or are you gonna stay this time? Because you can't keep doing that. Yeah, Italian probably will make one.
I honestly think that when Shantel leaves Syria, this will be her last trip abroad. Because if she goes home to Canada and she goes gangbusters with the food, she's not going to be in any kind of shape to travel anywhere after that. She's already in really, really bad health. If she goes wild with the food and she gains another 50 to 75 pounds, that's it. She's bedbound.
As long as they can't see my address. A massive dog bed for humans. They look cozy. And the dog stew looks like Dinty Moore, the dog food. 2 crock pots. I love crock pots. I'll just give you one. Oh, thank you. I love crock pot meals. Thank you, Italian. You guys are so kind and nice. I appreciate it. So basically, yes, getting up and down off this floor is hard. You can do it without showing address. No moldy pots. They'll find out eventually when you get there. Just tell your landlord. Yeah, you're right. I probably should. If I get approved. I'm feeling a bit better, Cassie's. Can't complain. I'm going to put my... I know, I'm making another sheet, but so stressful.
Yeah, 3 shisha sessions in 6 hours. 1 shisha session is equal to 90 cigarettes, 90 times 3, 270 cigarettes, girl. And you have the nerve to rat on reactors who smoke. We could never, but you could, you did.
These days. So let me just do that.
Why are you smoking so much? And what are you going to do, Shantel, if you're over there smoking so much? You're going to go home to Canada and your nicotine addiction is going to be so out of control that you won't be able to buy 270 packs of cigarettes. You know how much money that's going to be?
When I get there, I'll be quitting. I have some things to show you guys. You can cook your own food. Yes. I'm so excited for that. Just grocery shopping. Knowing the...
Yeah. Anybody see Shantel going into a grocery store? Me either. I think she'll have her groceries delivered.
This is the stuff. Stuff like I miss like Farm Boy. I miss
Girl, you ain't got the money for Farm Boy and you don't have the money for Adonis either. Forget about that.
Stupid things like that. Okay, so
not that she needs many groceries because most of what she's going to eat is fast food.
When I get back, I'm going to have the car for a few days, right? So I can move and get some stuff at the dollar store and stuff and go do some stuff maybe for Halloween if they still have stuff around. But I also want to get like my nails done. And there's this girl, she's a Muslim.
Ma'am, you got nerve. You're over here grifting for money, for expenses. And you're talking about getting your nails done. That's a luxury not needed. The money that people have already sent you should be for necessities only, not luxury stuff, not getting your nails done, not getting your hair done. Necessities. That comes first.
Girl, she does Halloween henna. I want to kind of get Halloween henna done. Wouldn't that be
Oh, please don't. I remember the last time you had henna on your hand, it looked awful. It looked so bad.
cool? Thunderstorm coming. Oh, I love it. Is it going to rain? Has it rained all the time? I've never seen it rain here. Not once. Yeah. I can quit nicotine cold turkey. I don't know.
No, you can't. And I'm saying that as a smoker. No, you can't. And I don't even smoke nearly as much as you. Yes, girl world. Yes, I'm a smoker. I'm trying to cut back. I smoke cigarettes, and I got my vape. You know, I'm trying to wean away from that because it is an expensive habit. I know, don't yell at me, but her trying to say I'm going to cut back on the nicotine. No, you're not. No. I already know.
It's never something that really. You know what these are?
What's
I
that?
know they look like rainbow birth pills, but if anyone knows what these are, I didn't find out about the apartment yet. Come on, guess.
What is that?
It's chocolates. It's like Smarties or M&Ms, the Syrian ones. You pop them, they're good. This is my purse. It smells like leather. I don't know, but it has a strap. $7. Remember these Dolce and Gabbana glasses? Bacterial infection screen. Fancy. Wheelchair abuse coming. I hate the smell of fake metal. It doesn't stink yet. So that's my purse. This same purse, if you were to buy the Prada brand, is $1,900. No, that's okay, Tracy. I know everyone is broke these days, you know.
But you still continue to ask for money when you shouldn't. We're getting into like the last part of the month. People are spending money on their credit card bills and their rent, and you still have the audacity to ask for money when really you should stop and let people pay their doggone bills.
So I know, Christina, like, how do people spend $40K on a purse? I'll never get that. That's $40,000. Even if you're a millionaire. Anyway.
Well, the same question can be said to you. How is it that back in the day when you were making good money, you were spending like $3,000 or $4,000 a month on food? Just you. You weren't feeding a family of 4. It was just you. How in the world does a single person spend $3,000 to $4,000 a month on food? Your food bill is stupid. So you're criticizing people for buying purses and whatnot. Girlie, your food bill is stupid.
What are we going to do for 6 hours? There's nothing to do. Can't take you anywhere. You need a helmet for the scooter? No. I never see people wear helmets on those, really. No, it's not a stand scooter. It's a mobility one. They're expensive, Katie. Yeah.
I mean, let's go further. How can a person who makes 20 to 30 grand a month for 3 months in a row, you're pulling, let's just go on the low side, 20 grand a month. That's $60,000 in 3 months. Let's go on the high side, 30K times 3. That's 90K, almost 100K. And have nothing to show for it. Not even a nice car. What? All gone. How do you make that much money and be broke as a joke? No investments, no savings, no good health, nothing.
Let's walk in place for 2 minutes. I had pizza earlier. I did a video. My family's excited. Yeah, I had food, but I'm thinking if we have anything else right now. Say divorce 3 times. Oh, yeah. It's a civil marriage. It's not religious. Kooky, probably. Okay, I'm going to try putting something on the TV and see if it messes up the internet. Canada, it's on every corner. So, you know, no email. So do you think that no news is good news? Yeah, my knees are bad. I'm not surprised, but I mean, no news is good news because wouldn't they reject me fast? I don't know. You think so?
I'm probably looking at your social media going, holy crap, Your name is all over the place. They're probably finding you and going, no, ma'am.
just waiting for like a message, like, so much. Do you have a walker or anything? Even if it's private owner, I've always had to fill out private. If it's a building, I've always had to fill out applications. So I don't even know. Do they sound overseas? They sounded like they were somewhere like, no. If I say a certain region, people will be like, why do you only stereotype that region as being scammers? No is easier for them. I'm hoping that they're desperate to rent to people. I am like, I'm going to keep the place. It's going to be like my sanctuary. I don't look good. I don't. No, didn't sound like that.
I mean, Shantel must be having problems with finding places to stay. If we think all the way back to when she was in Canada, where did she go to find a place? Facebook Marketplace. Maybe she assumed that people on Facebook Marketplace would not do, checks. And they obviously did, because she needed a co-signer for the place. So like the deeper and deeper down the hole she gets, the harder and harder it's going to be to find a place to live.
Shamsa Solo's going to take care of Julia. I kind of want to go for like boho aesthetic. I say that because how my mental health is. I look the same. Aw. Things that are just muted in nature, like decorations, they don't overwhelm me. Like I find that something is too...
Shantel, I adore the boho aesthetic. You could never. You could never. You're too messy for that.
Colorful, bright, it's busy. Like dark purple walls or something would really depress me. Something bright and decorative would just stress me out. But nice neutral tones like earthy greens, beiges, they're very calming. I have to put a sign. I didn't order anything in case people find out where I live. Purple bed, ew. Calm surroundings, yeah. No puke in the air vents. I'm not going to be drinking, so. Gatineau, Lisa, good thing about Gatineau that I've noticed, they don't ask for first and last month's rent.
Oh, so we're considering Gatineau, are we? Interesting. Isn't that the place where your ex used to live? Yeah, it is. We all remember the Gatineau crack house. That's where Natter used to live. But I thought you were a victim of DV. So why would a victim of DV even consider living in the same town where their alleged abuser used to live? Wouldn't that trigger bad memories? Wouldn't that bring flashbacks or something? Why would you even consider Gatineau?
They are more accepting, I find, with applications. You're right. Yeah. And they're nice places. I never check my DMs or emails. Yeah, I do. I just forget sometimes. I feel less stressed, because, well, last night we heard some like real gunfire. And the other day a grenade. I don't know what's going on, but 69 likes, someone hit the thumbs up, so it's not a, okay, thank you. Not a hot number. Ray, right. I know people were judging that one lady for living her whole family in a one bedroom, but come on. Nowadays, you're lucky to have a roof. You made it number 70, thank you. You do what you have to do, yeah. And I want to go to the souk. Yeah, Christina, I'm going to need your guys' help. No, I didn't go on the trip, Ray. I freaked out. I can't get Section 8. You have to have no income. I wonder how much the villa costs now.
Ma'am, no. You don't need Section 8. Section 8 is for people that really do need help. You're making far too much money. Section 8 is for people that really do need the housing, and Section 8 has a waiting list. And generally speaking, when it comes to help like that, the help is first going to go to those who have highest priority, like women with children, not to people like you.
No, that's called Section 8 fraud.
Yep.
You have to be all of the poor. I had about 8 cups of coffee. Do you think this is going to be good for me?
So that kind of tells me that she's looked into Section 8. If she knows about this, she's looked into Section 8. She was considering doing the Section 8 thing, but she's been blocked. Thank goodness. Houses like that need to go to people that actually need the housing versus the ones who want the housing just because they want to go cheap.
I tried looking up the villa. It's not available. It had a pool. There was always kids in it. Actually, I like kids a lot more than I used to. Being around them all the time, they really are sweet. It's based on your earnings. It's okay if you don't. I wouldn't like to have kids. That's my thing. Although I would love to have Sasa, honestly.
Yeah, you want to have her for the wrong reasons. You would want to have her around a grift with. That's the only reason you'd want that poor dear child.
I wouldn't mind. I was supposed to go to a family gathering for dinner, but I'm really not feeling up to it. I'm still going to help her. I know it's a lot that will too, but if I have an extra 50 or something, 100, I'm going to be giving her a bit more before I go for some ad revenue. That was from my stream with her. No, I promised the ad revenue would go to her, and it will. So yeah, I really love them.
Well, wasn't the whole thing with Sasa like a month ago? So if Chantal was going to get money for Sasa, wouldn't it come out of the paycheck she just got?
Sonic fees, if I get a car, I can't scoot there. I was thinking, I'm not going to have pets for a little while. But when
You should never have them. Just forget about it, Chantal. Look, you've poked at girl world enough using animals. And if you're going to Canada and you're trying to get things started, why would you invite that kind of heat? It's not worth it. If you're in a place where you don't know what's going on and you want to bees, you want to go get your wheelchairs, you want to go get your food, you want to just focus on yourself, then focus on yourself. Leave the animals alone. Stop being stupid and poking at girl world. That never turns out well, does it? When you tell people do your worst, then the worst happens. Leave the animals alone. You don't need an animal.
I do, I saw an ad for a miniature wiener dog. They were so cute, but they're probably a lot of work, dogs?
Yeah, and dash hounds, which is what you're talking about, they're very energetic. You don't need an animal. You don't even need a cockroach as a pet. Although the cockroaches in your house will probably thrive from all the garbage. You don't need any pet.
I never had a dog. Crossing the border in a scooter. Man.
How would she cope with a dog? She can't even cope with a cat. Cats are much more independent. They go to a litter box. With a dog, you have to let them out or you got to walk them, especially the energetic breeds. So if you can't handle a cat, you sure as heck can't handle a dog.
Is there anything in your basket we should know about? Just a couple Nashi. This is a miniature wiener like this. Yeah, I'd have to walk them.
Yep.
Dogs hate you, don't. No, only Buster because he's a loser. I'm just joking.
No, Buster is the original OG hater. We love Buster over here. Buster had you figured out early. And he's got the attitude of stay away from me, lady. You're bad news. Get away. Don't touch me. Smart dog is Buster.
Hey, Harry. I love his family, especially the ones we see all the time. They're very different.
Yeah, you loved his family so much that when you were raging, you were insinuating they were going to hurt you. Now you're walking it back. Oh, I love them so much, but in a moment of anger, I'm going to accuse them of maybe potentially committing violence.
You can take them on your scooter in the basket to the park and let them go on a leash. No, they don't take my money. I say a lot of things when I'm angry. Okay, what kind of scooter flag should I get? It's only $1,200 and it goes up to 400 pounds. I'm $344.
No, you're not. Try again. You're almost at 6. Prove me wrong, Chantal. Get on a scale, a real scale. One that can handle all your weight. Now, I'll make you a deal. I'll make you a solid, square deal. You get on a real scale that you can't mess around with. And if you are in the 300s, I'll apologize. I'll be a woman and I will apologize and go, you were right. I was wrong. But I know I'm right. You're well over 500. You're like 550 plus. I know a lot of people have been saying 420. Impossible. Why? Because she was at 400 a few years ago and she's been eating her way to 500. She's over 500 pounds. And remember, girl world, we only see her filtered. We see her with the abaya on. We see her with the hijab on, which is covering up a lot of her body. We see her with those extreme face filters. So, of course, looking at her through the filters and the chin spanks and the body spanks, she looks smaller than she is. But if she took all that stuff off, we'd see her real weight, 550 plus.
So one offer to pay for it. I won't hold her to it, but that was nice of her. Don't get a dog till you can walk regularly. Don't get stuck in the winter. Imagine. I would be screwed. A golden Nashi on the front of the scooter. A nice big dog. Yeah, I'd have to walk it a lot.
No big dogs. That dog be taking you for a walk. And they require a lot more care. They require a lot more medical care, more room, because you get a big dog breed, and especially if they're a working breed, you're in trouble. They might lead to behavioral problems and tearing stuff up in the house. No big dogs. I can't see you with a big dog.
I would just probably scoot to a park and then walk around a bit with it. Juice. Whatever, Juice. Cats are not loyal. Well,
Lies. They're not loyal. Mine is. Y'all see, Queen Booger loves me. She's loyal to me.
fat people breathe heavy like me. What do you want? You got a job that you're sure 80% is a scam? Uh-oh. You didn't give them any money, did you? Remember I did my housework in the lemon pie hat and those shorts? Oh my gosh. The red doily hat, yeah. Someone said it looked like Afterbirth. The orange hat with the leaf, yes. First apartment bees idea, Halloween cheese graveyard bees. I will be able to get all kinds of cheese. That's what someone said it looks like. I liked it. It was doily. Them hats were something else. You know how much I paid for those hats? With delivery, $600.
That's how much money she had back in the day, that she could just throw money around, spending $600 in just hats. Let's also add in spending over $2,000 plus on various wigs, all of which got ruined. She would wear them a couple of times and throw them on the floor, and then they would just be a mess. $500 just to have somebody break down the boxes and take them away. Also add in all the times she went to the dispensary and got, the roll-ups, spending like $100 a pop on wheelchairs. And then, of course, there was her food bill, spending a lot of money on fast food, going to this Starbucks every day, sometimes buying 2 or 3 drinks at a time. She was spending money like nuts.
When you put the headband on, they said you look like a bald baby getting their pic taken at Sears. I remember Sears. I went to Sears to get my picture taken a long time ago with Pete's. And they wanted me to sit in weird poses. And I'm like, I'm 400 pounds. I can't. She's like, okay, well, just try. I'm like, I'm not trying. I can't. And then I had to hold a rose. I'm like, I'm not holding a rose. And then these 2 teenage guys walked by and they were like, look at this fat bee. I remember I was so mad. It was such an awful experience. Are you bringing all your clothes home? No. I'm going to need some clothes, especially for winter. I don't have anything. So maybe for another fashion show. This time, if anyone shows up, out the door. I did Skull Panda. I was crazy with money. Canada doesn't want me there? Oh, yeah, sure, right. I got an email from Canada, a country, saying, we don't want you back, man. Canada loves me. I hope I get it.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to love you when you come to the airport and you're going to get questioned.
Oh my gosh, I just am waiting for you got approved. Or, no, I'm going to be moving in somewhere November 1st.
How can you give an exact date of when you're moving in if you haven't even been approved yet for a place? How is that possible? It would be possible if you were approved and they said, yeah, we'll have the apartment clean and ready for you on November 1st. You can come get the keys. But if you haven't even been approved for a place yet, how can you give an exact date?
Possibilities are endless for content there, and it's very limited here. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, when you were in Canada, Canada is vast. It's wonderful. It's such a beautiful place. All of you Canadians, wow. Majestic mountains, countryside, the food, the cuisine. She could have stayed in Canada and made different content for years without even traveling. So many missed opportunities. just staying in her own home country. So while she was there, she didn't just take the ball and run with it. She dropped it.
What should I have? I need a snack. Can I grab this bag with my feet? Let's find out. Yep, turns out I can. Is there another 6 hours tomorrow? Ooh, I don't think so. What is this monstrosity?
What is
It
that?
looks like the human centipede of Beezers. There's no theaters. Can we go to Lush? Yeah. Can we buy anything? Probably not. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Set up in a cozy place. Beezing. Ew. Julia, there's a huge bug carcass on the carpet, but it's the same color. I probably stepped on it a few times. Did you kill it?
You know, I hate to be a naysayer, but Shantel, if you continue on the path that you're on for the next 5 years, you're going to be in the hospital bedbound or a ward of the state because there's no one around you that is willing to take you in and give you care.
Bugs. I need to be there for November 1st. I didn't hear from the apartment yet. So, anyway, thanks for the super chat, which I'm collecting for my new place.
But you just confessed a while ago you're really not collecting for the new place. You're collecting money to pay off your debts. So which is it? Debts or house? Debts or house? Pick one. You can't have both.
You can donate through super chats, get a cameo, or you can send directly to PayPal, which they don't take much fees. Yeah, I applied for a few apartments, but there's one I really want. Yeah, if you send $50, you can say the nastiest thing you want. You can talk like, oh, no. If I talk like Elf, the shook people say I'm being homophobic. Pumpkin pie cheesecake? Yeah, Margie, sometimes it's not. I barely strike back now. No, I'm not homophobic. I have so many gay visors. Exactly, Christina. I went to the Pride Parade. Do you guys think I'm approved? Remember the photo? Gay charm. I need water. Bees are still.
I'll never forget that, Chantal. It just so happened that when you claimed to be bi, it was during Pride Week. You were talking about you wanted to date a woman, take a woman out to dinner. Those things never happened. That's a face right there. Sorry, my pause game is on point today. Yeah, but during Pride Week, you were claiming to be bi. You did go to the Pride Parade. Very interesting pictures came about because of that, courtesy of Pizza's camera. But you talked about dating a woman, but let's be real. I don't think you're a true bi woman. I think that you've had occasions with women only because you wanted a man and you want to be close to that man, and that was the only way you could do it. And I'm talking about the occasions that you had with Dee Dee and Natter. And even then, you didn't enjoy yourself. You were just mad with jealousy because you saw Dee Dee and Natter together. So obviously it wasn't for you. But yeah, I remember you trying to exploit Pride Week.
Being in touch with Slow. No. You think I'm approved, Christina? Thank you, Keeper. Let me check my email quick, okay? Be right back. How are y'all doing? I can get updates. Call them and ask. What can I do for you guys? You're so approved. Are you sure?
You know, as frantic as you are about, are they going to approve me? Are they going to approve me? Are they going to approve me? I'm getting a sense, Chantal, that you are on the clock. That maybe Salah has given you a deadline of when you have to go. So now the clock is ticking. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. So you have to get in somewhere real quick.
Do you ever dread going live to entertain people? No. Well, sometimes I don't feel really up to it, but
You never feel up to it. When do you ever feel up to it? When do you ever come on camera ready to talk? You've got energy and you're not sealing. When?
I mean, I'm very limited what I can do here.
You're going to be more limited with what you can do back in Canada, especially if you sit in an apartment or an extended stay and all you do is eat. You're just going to gain more weight, which is going to cause what? Less mobility, which is going to lead to what? More excuses about why you can't do anything.
This is all I can do. So when we're in Canada, the new bees pad, you don't have 8 evictions. I don't even have 1.
Oh, we're still rolling with that, aren't we? That was a direct dig at FFG. Chantal, I'm not into FFG's business. Not my business to comment on. I don't know her circumstances, but whatever the circumstances were, those evictions got settled, right? And obviously she's doing better now. What about you? How are you doing? You're not doing so well. And one of the reasons why you don't have an eviction, ma'am, is because the last 6 years of your life has been spent in other people's houses. Pizza's name was on the lease, not yours. Salah's name was on the lease, not yours. That's why you have no evictions, because your name was never on the lease. So that's not the brag that you think it is.
Thank you. No, it won't be the same. I can do a lot more. And we can go places. That's why I need a scooter. You need to be just please. Coffee. If they tell me yes, it will give me a great weekend. You better be careful. I was born to live stream. I was born to bees. I was born to bees. I'm not going to call them because they said they would let me know. It hasn't been 72 hours. Yes, they have my last month's rent. Don't you hate a Friday when you're waiting? Yes. What time is it in Cornwall? They're open till 7. That's what they say. You know what I'm looking forward to? Just looking ugly and not worrying about it.
You shouldn't worry about it now. That's so mean. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
I don't have to worry about anything. I did get a receipt, yeah. Cat lady, what's my goal in life and what I'd like to achieve? I would like to become the ultimate beezer.
Well, you are. So congratulations. You achieved your goal.
And Michelle. Let's see. Never call yourself ugly. You know what I mean? You don't have to like upkeep. Why do we have to have big goals in life to enjoy life? That's my question. Why can't we just be and enjoy each day? I'm gonna work at Burger King.
I'll tell you why, Chantal. Because you have to have goals. Everybody has to have goals. Goals motivate you to keep going and to work hard and get what you want. That's why it's good to have goals. It's something to work towards. You want something, you make it a goal, you work hard to achieve the goal, and then after you achieve that goal, you find another one and you just keep going. And that way you always stay motivated. You don't get into a place of being stagnant to where you're like, I don't want anything. I don't need to go anywhere. I'm just going to sit here and do nothing. You're just sitting in a puddle of stagnation. That's why.
Through to PayPal? Let me check. Oh, it did. Thank you so much. Actually, I got a few PayPals. Thank you guys. I appreciate it, really. I can't wait to buy stuff for my place. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's right. I want to get a scooter. It'll be my new friend. If I could be anywhere in the world, probably back in Canada, setting up my life. Okay, what's your gut feelings? I got the apartment or I'm scammed? No! You got it? You think so? Scammed? There's no turning back. Yep. No, I'm not coming back here. I think you got it. I can't do a poll. Ask for first and last and then ghost. I hope not. Just reported as fraud, but you're approved. I hope so. Yeah, I do want to take care of my weight, yeah.
No, you don't. You could start now. If you've got 3 weeks before it's time for you to go back to Canada, you could start taking care of it now. What's stopping you now? Maybe you could lose about 15, 20 pounds before you even leave. That might help.
What about the apartment? I can't say all this stuff because people will narrow it down. They might think I'm desperate if I call. Am I friends with Amber Lynn? Yes, I like Amber Lynn. Can we do a meet and greet? Maybe. Will you miss Salah's canned mushrooms?
Hey, you know what? That just brings an idea to mind. Since you and Amberlyn Reed are such good friends and she's making good money, why don't you call up Amberlyn and say, hey, Amber, Can you help a girl out? Can you co-sign an apartment for me? Why aren't you going to her? She's got money. Instead of going to all your beezers who have less money, why don't you go to Amber and ask her help? No? Why not?
And chin mortadella. No, not at all. It's been 48 hours, not even a full 48 hours. Do it. Your medical needs truly met in Canada. Yes, true. You can call and check. I can't call while I'm on the live stream.
Why not? You got 2 phones.
You sent them money, But they gave me a time frame. If they don't get back to me in 72 hours, yeah, they said 48 to 72 hours. If they don't get back to me, I'll call them after the 72-hour mark. No, the number will be disconnected. No, it's not confirmed. Yeah, I'll wait till Monday. Yeah, I'm not going for a walk, no. So I should be home in a bit anyways. I'll right at the 48-hour mark. They said sending money was needed to apply. That does sound like a scam.
I have to wonder, since this live stream went on for 6 hours. Yeah, I know that she was doing it to beg and grift. True. But I also wonder, because it went on for 6 hours, if she was just doing this live stream to fill up time, waiting for Salah to come home. Huh.
Did I have major culture shock? Kind of. More than Kuwait. Hello, Shauna.
How could she have culture shock if she never really tried to be a part of the culture? She didn't want to hang out with people. She didn't try to learn the language. She wasn't respectful. How could she have culture shock?
Muffins. 72 hours for their payment to go free. I'm not going to smoke shisha in Canada.
Lies.
Reverse culture shock. Like I'm going to get culture shock going back to Canada or what? I didn't get the apartment yet. I'm looking forward to scooting about. I do find the deposit thing a bit weird, but I don't have a plan B.
That's bad. So no backup, no plan B. So what is the plan, Shantel? Like, if you are going to people and saying, can I rent from you? And no one is approving you, there's no plan B. So is the backup plan that you're going to go to Salah and say, I can't leave, no one would approve me? You know what he's going to tell you? Not my problem. Go rent a motel. That's what he's going to tell you. If you are deliberately stalling because you don't want to leave, because you're very comfortable not paying rent there, and you think that little excuse of I can't find an apartment, don't have a house, is going to be sufficient enough to keep you there for another couple of months, it ain't. It's really not. So you better come up with a plan B. I mean, people in the chat have said, go stay at an extended stay. It's not as expensive. You can get yourself started. Just go. But don't rely on the fact that you and your baby voice are going to keep you in Syria for another couple of months. Salah is done, and he wants you out of there, and so does his family.
I'm just screwed.
I'm so ashamed to call you a mature woman. Are you an adult? You claim to be an adult, but you don't act like one. Because you're looking for a place. People have suggested things to you. You're not looking into it. Not because it's not doable, because of your ego and your pride. You don't have the ability to figure things out. Just take what you can get, make it work. Strange that I got that ability, but you don't.
It wasn't too much money. It depends what is too much money. No, I'm getting an exercise ball that's burst proof.
Good luck with that.
It's 1,000 static pounds. What does that mean?
Oof.
I will do a travel vlog, of course. Man, I hope I don't have to sit beside anyone. And I'm sure they hope they don't have to sit beside me. It's 1,200 and delivery's 100. You have to put the scooter together, but it's just a few parts.
Okay, here again, sense and sensibility. So Shantel wants a scooter. Let's think about things, Beezers. So she wants a scooter. Okay. First, you have to have an address in order to get the delivery. Yeah, she doesn't have an address yet. She has no idea where she's going to be. So, does it make sense to give her money for a scooter if she doesn't have a place to live yet? No. No, no, no. No. And does it make sense to get money for a scooter if she's going to be arriving in the dead of winter with snow and ice on the ground in like 20, 30-degree weather? No. A lot of things do not make sense about this picture. And when she gets the money and she doesn't get the scooter, you know what she's going to tell you guys? Oh, I couldn't get it. It's too cold outside, but yet she'll have the money and the money will already be spent. Use your heads, Beezers.
Hardly, I got a receipt. We need a sidecar, imagine. No, they didn't say that, broken toe. I was paranoid. I did send it through my bank, yeah. So, you know, I'm not going to suffer. I'm like, why am I going to suffer for 13 hours on a flight? Just because people are going to look at me because I'm not eating like everyone else can put their trays out normal. Too bad. I'm never going to see these people again.
So her attitude is, why should I buy 2 or 3 seats in an airplane? Also, her attitude is, I'm never going to see these people ever again. So what do I care if they're uncomfortable? So she's just going to try to inconvenience somebody for 13 plus hours on a flight. She's taking the entitled attitude of, I can get on a flight and I'm just going to find a seat and spill over into the seat next to me, and somebody's supposed to sit next to me. Who cares? Shantel, it has to do with safety. Every single person on that flight has the right to be comfortable and to be safe on a flight, no matter what your attitude is. You need at least 2 seats, possibly 3, to be comfortable, to have enough room, and so no one else will be uncomfortable for a very long flight.
Who cares? CPAP donation fees. They're $1,000. There's a layover, yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not being fat phobic, but if I had to take a 13-hour flight and clearly the person next to me needed a second seat and didn't get it, and sitting next to them was way too uncomfortable, I would be polite and I would talk to the stewardess in private and say, can you please move me somewhere? Because I am not going to be uncomfortable for a flight that's over 12 hours. No, thank you. Have my butt and my legs and everything else hurting because somebody else just was too cheap to buy an extra seat. No.
But it's like friggin' 15-hour layover. And I can't afford a hotel because it's $800 at the airport. You know? Go away. How many planes do you have to get on? 2. They're more than 1,000 now. What? $800. Mine was 1,000 and I only paid 200 because OHIT paid 800. Is everybody on CPAPs here? Once I'm on the plane, I'm okay. I hate the airport part and walking to your gate. There's some scooters that are airline approved. Being in a Muslim community changed me? I think so, but it's easy to reverse changes sometimes if they're not meant to be who you really are.
Well, it's going to be real easy for her to reverse the changes because none happened to begin with.
I bet your mama will be happy to see you. Yes, I'm happy to see her too. There was a recall. Start fresh. I need the basic things that I need. I need a bed in a bag. Somewhere to
That's cheap. Those are usually about a couple $100.
sit, like an exercise ball.
Excuse me. No, an exercise ball is not a necessity. Cross that off the list for necessities.
I need and 4 pillows. That's what I'm gonna get. And maybe stuff for the kitchen. And a shower curtain because I have to shower. Yeah, I'm
You never shower. Scratch that off the list.
getting the cheapest bed I can find. Everything else can wait. I'll just get things like little by little. I'll need shower curtain, the bed stuff. I need to have a cozy spot. Like my room has to be cozy because, you know, It's like a sanctuary. You are my sanctuary. But thank you guys. I got some super chats and I can't wait because my pay at the end of October needs to be bigger. And then I can afford everything.
No, you can't afford everything. You're waiting for everybody else to afford everything for you.
Just the initial moving and stuff is expensive. That can increase your views.
Why is the initial moving expensive? You're not even moving anything in a moving van.
Yeah. I'll find content. I won't be restricted in Canada for content. So, I mean, it's going to be so much easier to just have fun. Can create more drama. I don't even ever have to create drama. It just finds me. Get home, get a bed set up, good night's sleep or two, then work on insurance. Yes. No, I'm never downloading another one of those apps again. Ew. Take us on live streams around the place? Yes. I won't go ham like I did before, but I'm not going to waste it on stupid things like HelloFresh. You get 3 meals for $100.
Yeah, for those who weren't around at that time, Chantal was so wasteful with her money that she had a subscription to HelloFresh, which is not cheap. She'd have food delivered every month through HelloFresh and wouldn't even make the food. It just basically sat in her fridge rotting. Wasted food every month.
He's on the spectrum, we believe, yeah. Pete's. I need to get a bidet. I set an alarm near the end of October to go buy one because I don't want to forget it. They're cheap here. Toilet. No. You need a hose. Why do you kill cats? What?
Oh,
I do?
you tried to.
Ow! Oh, my arm muscle. Something's happening to my body these days. I need my...
You know the irony of what happened with BBJ before? When Chantal was in Canada and she kept threatening to have BBJ put down. She was cruel with it. She'd always say box or bag. Like that's how BBJ was coming home from the vet, box or bag. Well, Chantal, as far as your living conditions, box or bag, girl.
Magnesium. Wait a minute. The jackal is my worst nightmare. It's like brush your teeth, buddy. What the? Wait. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Am I there? Sorry, guys. Am I there? Am I here? Julia. Okay, Ray. Hey, Lavisa. I hear you. Well, I didn't get the apartment. Shit.
Whoever that landlord was, boy, they dodged a bullet and a half.
Am I going to have to live in a crappy apartment like I did the first time I went to Canada?
If you're lucky, you'll be able to get a crappy apartment, but more than likely, you're probably on your way to an extended stay. I think that's a high probability in the future.
I'm trying to move up. Damn it. Maybe they look into you. Like maybe they research your name and see that you're a crazy YouTuber.
Yep, they sure do. They want to know if you're problematic. It's a thing. They will check out your social media pages and your name, Chantal Sarot, is everywhere.
It's really hard. Yeah, seriously. Keep looking. Like, why bother taking the money before? Now they just have to send it back. That's what they said. They're going to send it back. You should get it back in 3 to 5 days. Yeah, I get my money back. Oh, well. It was kind of expensive anyways.
You're only saying that because you didn't get it. But if you got it, you'd be singing a much different tune.
You can make it beautiful. Maybe a small house.
You're not getting a house. If you can't get an apartment, you sure as heck aren't getting a house.
Private renter. Yeah, I know. Like a lot of people don't like renting. It's like when you have YouTube as a job, it's hard. And
Not really. It's just with your reputation, it makes it hard.
when you have crappy credit, at least I know. No, they just said after further consideration. So they probably just investigate the hell out of you and then they're like, renting a trailer? What about just living in a car?
Living in her car. Really? Where are you going to hook the CPAP up to, Chantal? A cigarette lighter?
And beezing around.
Yeah, that's not going to fly. Besides, what car? She doesn't have a car. She going to live out of a rental car? Oh, it's going to get trashed.
Oh, really? Ruins of coolness? So where am I going to live now?
Go to an extended stay. They don't care about your social media. They don't care about your back taxes. All they care about is you paying for the room for the time that you're there. That's all they care about.
Now I have to like apply for different places. It wasn't meant to be a roof over your head is what matters. Ugh, good grief. It was really expensive. Maybe it's meant to be. Bed of roses, go lay in a bed of shit. There is a plan.
She is so avoiding the extended stay because she knows all the crap that she talked about motels and hotels and the Motel 6. Oh, it would just kill her to stay at a motel because of all the trash she talked against FFG, and it might come back and bite her in the butt.
But there's not many trailers. You lived in your car with 3 pimples worked out. What about renting a little house?
You know, speaking of trailers, look, there's nothing wrong with living in a trailer. I have seen some trailers that rival houses as far as how nice they are and how much space they offer. No shame in living in a trailer, none at all. Some of them are really, really nice, gorgeous. But Chantal could never, because a lot of them have really small bathrooms.
Well, I don't know. I gotta friggin' figure it out. Back to the drawing board. Remember Coyote would say that?
And she wouldn't live in a trailer anyway. Like, her pride would not let her. Girl World would have a field day if she lived in a camper or a trailer. All because of the trash she talked.
This is why I'm not leaving right away. I need time to like look for places, you know? I need more shisha. I'm stressed out.
And it's only going to get worse, y'all. The closer it comes to the time of her leaving, the more she's going to flip out, the more she's going to get stressed out, and the more she's going to react. She's an emotional person, is Chantal, and not in a good way. We might see some more meltdowns before she leaves. She's going to go to Salah and say, I need more time to find a place. Like, she's going to keep trying to push it back and push it back and push it back. And Salah's going to say, no, you said you'll be gone by a certain date. I need you gone by a certain date. You've got options. Figure it out. I'll take you to the airport. Go get a motel room and figure it out from there. I'm sure your beezers will pay for whatever you need. Just go. And she's going to have a bitch fit of epic proportions. And he might have to get the law involved to get her out of there.
The heat in the winter. Don't know what to do. I'll just keep applying. Maybe I should apply in a different city, like far away. There's tons to choose from.
You know what, Chantal? Like, the smartest thing to do would be to research the different cities in Canada, see which ones are cheapest, look at the rent in each city. But again, I don't think anybody would approve you with your bad credit, your bankruptcies. Things are so bad you need a co-signer. I don't think anybody would have confidence enough in you to rent from you. So go to an extended stay.
Tiny house idea. There's tons to choose from. That's true. Let's shisha and browse. Female roommate.
No.
Yeah, true, Lisa. Bobby Joe, I can't wait till you move safely and get your scooter. Thank you, Bobby Joe. I appreciate it. Mobile home bees. Yeah, there's not many mobile homes. Oh, you mean like a, yeah, right. They're expensive. I'm poor. The scooter is a great idea. I agree. No, I didn't. On the scooter, no. I need a house.
Well, what you need and what you're going to get are two different things, huh?
It's hard to get rented to. I have things working against me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Things that you caused. Say it with me. You caused those circumstances. 3 years in Kuwait, nothing's been solved. Could have solved your stuff. And then you would come back and not have a problem. But you let those problems continue and build up, and here we are.
Kingston? You can take it through drive-thrus. People do it. Hi, can I have an ashy? I wonder if it makes the beep beep noise. Nothing to be ashamed of. I'm not 400 pounds. I'm 344.
No, you're not.
But close to, I guess. Guys, I'm so bummed out. Now I have to keep looking. Damn it. All right, I'll figure it out. The pipes on the camper would freeze in the winter.
Yeah, I agree with that because I had a mobile home and it wasn't well insulated, and those things can get really, really cold in the winter. Like the inside of a tin can outside cold. I can attest to that.
She'll never want to leave Syria again. Strawberries. Toronto or Scarborough? What about a condo in Toronto? They're expensive. I got rejected. It's not a scam. Rejection hurts, man. Put up a tree? No. Thanks, Teardrop. Thanks, Monica. I shall try. I got my apartment last time.
No, you didn't. Pete's got the apartment. You didn't get anything. It was because of him. But you don't have that luxury anymore.
Hopefully I can find something this time. It might be a Roach Motel. They're going to refund me. It was just nice. I don't know. I had everything I wanted. Anyone a landlord here who wants to rent to me? Yeah, Christina, I did. They just said upon further consideration. That's it. I just want to stay in a crappy hotel.
Well, too bad. You're going to. I'm telling you, girl world, patience. Patience. Everything that's going to be happening in Canada, it's all about humbling, dear Shantel. This is something that needed to happen. It's been overdue. She's going to be humbled in Canada in more ways than one. It's going to be a humbling experience on the world stage. She wants to live on the world stage. She's going to get humbled on the world stage. We don't have to do anything except watch and comment, and so we shall.
I'm glad they'll refund you. Yeah, guess it's just not meant to be.
Hey, Chantal, why don't you find that little motel that you and Natter went to with the sex chair and rent the room again? Find that same room, for old time's sake. And get the sex doll and bring him in the room with you. Just so you have some company.
What's my budget? I don't know.
She's got enough money. She has got enough money. Don't let her fool you. She's got enough money.
Maybe 2,200.
Lies. You got more than that. Lies. You got your YouTube paycheck and you got the money from PayPal. You've got at least 5 or 6K. Quit lying.
300.
And she just got money on PayPal, however much that is. So what is she talking about? $2,000.
I want like a 2-bedroom.
You don't need a 2-bedroom. You're one person. What do you need 2 bedrooms for? That's the question that everybody's been asking. Why do you need 2 or 3 bedrooms? Theory time, ladies and gentlemen. Theory time. Why would Shantel need a place with 2 or 3 bedrooms? It would only make sense if she's having somebody else potentially stay there or move in. And since Pete is like, I'm not moving in until I get a job and I get money, obviously it's not him. So what could it be? Theory. I think Shantel wants at least 2 bedrooms because she can show the rest of the house to us for her YouTube stuff. But she also might be making adult fun time content, Foodie content in the other room. And she wants a room that doesn't trace back to her. Like she wants a content room. So she might be doing stuff off of YouTube that she doesn't want connected to her YouTube in any way. And that's why she needs a separate room.
Damn it. Oh, well. We need to find a place to land. Yeah, a starter apartment. Yeah, sure. I'll just have to grind. There's another place that seemed promising, but... Country living.
And you know what, Shantel? I don't know why you're going for apartment complexes. You're far too loud and you're far too dirty. And most apartment complexes, you move in, you got to be quiet. You know, because I live here. This place has a second story. There's people next to me. I hear them. Okay, you can't be loud. You can't be up at all hours playing music, doing your thing. Because if you get loud, people are going to complain. And if you're dirty and you cause a roach infestation, people are going to complain. You might get kicked out just because of that. Like, that's why you need an extended stay. Because if you cause a problem, it won't be because tenants that are paying rent are going to complain and have you kicked out.
My plan B? Follow up with other places I've applied to, I guess. That's Nicole. I got denied from an apartment I wanted.
Oh, poor baby.
It will work out. Yeah. Maybe I'll be happier with the next choice.
Which is?
You know?
Which is what?
Last month's rent. Like, just wait till the person's approved and then ask for money. Like, it's so dumb.
Not really. If you are a landlord and somebody wants an apartment for rent, and let's just say you have 1 or 2 units and somebody's coming forward saying, I am interested in moving there. If you got people that are applying for this apartment, then the way to secure that person's place in line is to get a deposit for them to have a chance at the apartment. So you giving a deposit is you getting a solid chance at said apartment. And that's when they check you out and run the credit checks and all this stuff to see if you be a good tenant.
I'll get my money back. I said in 3 to 5. It's like now you have to wait for the money. Like, just like, yeah, it's so stupid. Honestly. She should ease the money back one way or another. I didn't say. Probably because I suck. I will need it for the next place, but how do I donate? PayPal or Super Chats or Cameos. No, I didn't lose the money. I'm gonna get it. I'll have to keep applying tonight when I get off live, I guess. There's another place. I feel depressed a little bit. Yeah, I'll be all right. I just want to get a place.
You know, I wonder if part of the reason why she's experiencing failure for getting an apartment is that she's she's shooting too far above the belt. Like she's looking for luxury apartments versus basic apartments that are within her price range, where the qualifications may not be so severe. Like she's way above her pay grade.
I'm getting the money back. It's from a company, and they rejected me. And like, if it was a scam, they wouldn't even. Oh, it was buffering. They didn't say why. I don't know, boss man.
I'm sure they did tell her why. I mean, usually they give you a reason why they turned her down. I mean, and if I were Chantal, I would say to the person politely, is there a reason why it got rejected? I'd want to know to see what the problem might be so I can fix it or try to fix it.
I don't know anything. All I care about right now is getting a freaking place that's not crappy.
Good luck.
But it might have to be a bit crappy, I guess. I have a feeling I know why. Probably because of the type of income, my job. I don't have a great credit because of my bankruptcy in my past. So, what, you just have to find someone willing to, just wait, something will come. Yeah. So I'm asking him to bring me something. You can make a crappy place nice, yeah. As long as there's no bugs and it's clean, like, no buggy bugs. What's this on the ground? Olive pits. Cheaters, creepers.
Guarantee you, if Chantal went to a motel, she's going to be complaining about it the entire time, which might lead to another grift of, yeah, I'm in a motel, whatever. Hey, Beezers, get me out of here. That's her next grift.
Second measure in case Pete moves in.
But he won't. If he's smart, he won't move in.
Did you get anyone to co-sign? No, sadly. I want to get this place on my own.
No, you don't. It's just that nobody's stupid enough to co-sign for you.
I hate asking people for stuff like that.
But you don't hate asking your Beezers for money at the end of the month?
You want an Ashy? Me too. But then Ashy just seems a bit further away now.
Aw, poor thing. Like you need it.
No. Come. I need a hug from my cat and she's being snobby. Why? Oh gosh, this is gonna hurt so bad. This is gonna hurt me a lot more than it hurts you. Being positive.
Wow. Just to move around the couch, you got to do all that.
I appreciate that. Creamy cheese. Juice. What?
Okay, you know what? That's pretty much it for this react. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was a bit of a long one. I wasn't even paying attention to how long it was, but I would like to give special thanks to the Looney Tubes, the Looney Foodie Beauty, for putting this post up, because it was definitely shorter than the 6-hour live that she did. So thank you again, everybody, for watching. I'm going to go ahead and end this here and post it up to YouTube and see what else is going on YouTube. So y'all, thanks for coming in and watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.